Now's the time when Sprocket Filmy Dog!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Yukon Miller football field. Attention to the south end zone. We would like to welcome our Yukon Mighty Millers. Starting out, here they come, Yukon Miller first grade. And following the first grade, here comes Yukon Miller second grade football. How about a big round of applause? Third grade Yukon Millers. And put your hands together. Yukon Miller, fourth grade football. Making their way out of the tunnel, here they come. 5th grade, Yukon Millers. And finally, here comes your Yukon Miller 6th grade football. Special thanks to all the coaches and the Reyes family for the efforts and support put it in to the Yukon Miller Youth Football Program.
Thank you, Primos, for your generosity and amazing food for our hospitality room tonight. For a casual lunch, brunch, dinner, or large banquet, Primos offers a perfect setting. Adidas, a proud sponsor of Yukon Athletics, wants to thank you for your support. Use this promo code at your next purchase at adidas.com. Use the promo code ADP24YUK and get your discount. Please stand for the national anthem, followed by the Miller Fight song, played by the Pride of Yukon Band.
Hello, everybody. It is week 7 of high school football in Yukon, Oklahoma. The Yukon Redhawks taking on the Yukon Millers here at Miller Stadium. I'm Dave Davis, Jeff Johns, Richard Johns, Jeff Brown here. Union Redhawks versus the Yukon Millers. This is going to be a fantastic matchup. But, Coach, we got to start off. Got to go back to last week. Norman North, 51-30, an upset win for Union. Just what came out at you? What jumped out at you after that big win?
Oh, I think it's a couple things. Is that I don't think North expected that final outcome, and our kids played like we were supposed to win that game. That was a couple things that I saw, and then it was our ability to run the football. We haven't run the football like that pretty much all season, and that was really encouraging. I think we found something offensively we can hang our hat on, and it was good to see our guys kind of when you run the football, you assert your will on somebody, and we kind of did that.
Seemed like it. 483 rushing yards total. Tay Perry, 284 by himself. So we caught Coach after the game last week. This is Jeff Johns down on the field with Coach Antonio Graham after the Norman North game. Check out this excitement.
Feels good to get a win over a really sound Norman North team. They came on strong in the second half, which you knew you wouldn't be able to hold them the whole night, but pretty good job overall.
Man, we did it. We kind of lost words, man. That's a really good football team, man. They got some explosive weapons on their team, and our defense came to play, man. I'm a defensive guy, obviously. I just want us to play 4 quarters better, you know. And so, but you're going to get into those kind of fights sometimes, man. Definitely with a good, well-coached football team. And so, hats off to our guys. And the biggest thing for me was the offense had our back. That's how you play football right there, together as a team. And they're starting to figure it out, man.
You can't really say enough about the offensive line's effort. And then Tate Berry, LJ, Rion, the only way you get all 3 of those guys running like that is because the offensive line really, they made the play. They were knocking guys off the ball.
There's no doubt. You win ball games up front, man, and that's where it all starts at. I think that's the most important thing. If you can dominate the line of scrimmage and move the ball, it always works out that way.
I also saw on the defensive side, still on the line of scrimmage, you had guys in the backfield all night.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing that I kind of felt like we could kind of, you know, that's a great young quarterback that they got. He's a sophomore, and the fact that we kind of got after him and got some pressure on him was huge.
Well, that was great from Coach Antonio Graham there, as we have now Yukon facing forward tonight. Yukon 3-3, 1-2 in the district. Union 2-4, but most importantly 2-1 in the district. And Coach, we need to talk about 4 teams tied for that second place spot right now. Owasso 3-0, and they're hosting Edmond Memorial tonight, but tied for second place. And you still have to play Edmond Memorial and Broken Arrow, the teams that you're tied with. This is an exciting time. I mean, this is basically playoff time. 3 games left.
This is what everybody in high school football tonight and tomorrow night are doing. Sometimes you get caught looking ahead, who beats who, if we beat them, if they beat them, and where are we going to fall, and it all starts to lay itself out a little bit, and every game still matters, and what makes high school football fun.
Union has Broken Arrow next week, Westmore, Edmond Memorial, the remaining games, and they have now won 2 of their last 3. So we talked with Antonio Graham, Coach Graham, last week after the Norman North game, but he also had a lot to say, and we're going to share some of that before tonight's game in previewing what this Yukon Millers team brings to the table.
The biggest thing this week was just kind of like, once we got here, we want to be able to travel well, and playing against this is, you know, Yukon is not, they're a great football team, well coached. They're not as good as Norman North. They're not good as their record shows better than what they are. And I'm really good friends with their coaching staff. You know, the head coach was at Union a couple years ago. The O-line coach was at Union as well. And so these guys are well coached, and we got to be able to travel well and take this as a business trip.
You know, I was talking to Brandon Golphin about Tay specifically, and the confidence that a game like last week probably had. But you can say that across the board for several other guys, having one of those signature wins, and everyone seemed to have a pretty good game. How do you build on that going into this week?
Well, you know, the biggest thing is that, you know, they obviously play well, and just hopefully I think it's just human nature,
right,
you know, where a kid plays well, and that's what they want to continue to happen. But like I tell them, you know, you practice like you play, and it all starts at practice. They had a good week of practice this week, and you know, hopefully it pays off for those guys.
So challenges on the Yukon side. Obviously, they have a pretty solid running back. They have a pretty decent linebacker. So there's some players here and there.
No doubt.
Who are you looking at that you highlight?
The biggest thing for those guys is their quarterback. Very, very mobile quarterback. And whenever you got a mobile quarterback, you got to account for him, you know, not only in the passing game, but in the run game. And so it starts off with them. I know their O-line is well coached. Their right tackle, he's a Division I guy. He's huge, and well coached, obviously. And their linebacker, he's going to look like a man out there. He's number 14, and I'm a fan of his. He kind of plays old school football, and so we got to be able to tackle him and get 11 balls to the hats.
Well, Coach, I appreciate it. Good luck tonight. We'll talk to you afterwards.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
And once again, Coach Antonio Graham with Jeff Johns pregame as we're getting ready to take on the Yukon Millers here from Miller Stadium. Someone that Coach was talking about was Destry Lujan, number 14. He's going to Western Colorado next year. This is a man who played running back last year, got 100 yards on us at Union on fall break. Now is more playing linebacker. He's the third best rusher on the team, yardage-wise, next to the quarterback, and then number 3, Prince Shelburne. What are you seeing, Coach Brown, in terms of what Yukon brings to the table? 3-3 record, 1-2 in district. What are they hanging their hat on?
Well, like you said, number 14, Destry, he's just a football player. Watching him play, I don't care what position he plays. He's a football player, and Coach Graham said you're a fan of his. I was got here kind of early, and watching the Yukon kids just coming in and reporting into the game, and they've got some good-looking kids. And I told Coach Barnes that when I saw him too. I said, "Man, he goes, well, we walk the best kids in first." So they're not fooling anybody with what they have. They have some good-looking kids, and they're going to come bring a fight.
For Union, Tay Perry, a breakout game, a career game last week. Just 11 carries, and he got 284 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's over 25 a carry. Absolutely unbelievable. L.J. McGee, another career game for him. 9 carries, 136, and 2 touchdowns last week. Dylan Taylor played almost the entire game. Jeremy Foster was mixed in as a running quarterback. Skylar Moorman really didn't play last week, and we're going to expect to see Dylan Taylor out there as well. Dylan last week wasn't asked to do a lot. 9 for 19, 149, and an interception. Coach, how do you keep the quarterback engaged when it's a run-heavy attack in that game, 51 points, all of it on the ground? How do you keep that starting quarterback engaged?
He's the reason why everything goes. You start at the quarterback, but when you're having really a whole lot of success running the football, he's going to be the biggest cheerleader, and he's going to be the leader. Is just telling the O-line that you keep me clean, and we'll keep the running backs running like they're doing, and the quarterback's just the biggest fan, I promise.
Now the coin toss on the field. Union in the white on black, the black on white, and then Yukon in the white on black. So Yukon in the black jerseys and Union in the white jerseys. It looks like we'll get the coin toss here in just a minute from Jeff Johns, who's down on the field. Yukon is going to receive the first half kickoff. Union will get the ball in the second half. So we are about ready to get underway, but there's a lot to get off the field. Of course, Union still has to come on the field here. As you look over the defense, and I know, Coach, as a defensive guy, a lot of interceptions this year, a lot of takeaways, a lot of great play. Who is jumping out to you on the Union Redhawks defensive side?
Last week it was the entire front seven. I mean, that's the reason why the score was what it was at halftime, and Norman North had really nothing until they found some stuff late with just some shots and a double pass that you saw. They put in the backup quarterback at running back. To me, it's the front seven. Those guys played really hard-nosed football last week, and that was fun to watch.
Yeah, no question. Last week, some defensive stats for you that kind of have rolled into one. Union now has 8 interceptions on the year. 2 of them have been pick sixes. None last week, but Tucker Cook had an interception last week, a big interception, his first of the year. 36 tackles. He now leads the team. Rion Williams, it was fun to see him get involved. 65 rushing yards and a touchdown last week. He also has 32 tackles and a sack. And boy, Rion Williams has just been an absolute revelation this year, number 21 for Union. I know a lot of folks maybe inside the program know that, but if you're tuning in, you're going to watch number 21 on Union. He has just been flying around the field this year.
Yeah, Rion's a track kid too. He runs really, really hard. He's playing that outside linebacker kind of star or nickel position on defense, but got a chance to run the football last week, and he's an athlete just like Tay. If Tay played on the other side of the football, he'd be like Rion. They're almost kind of mirror images of each other and how they play, and one plays defense more than the other, but they're both kind of interchangeable and have the same skill set.
It's been incredible to watch the Redhawks turn around after that 0-3 start, the tough start, and now winners of 2 of their last 3, and the entire rest of the season ahead of them, and that first round bye still in play, because again, Owasso is 3-0. They're hosting Edmond Memorial tonight. BA is playing at Norman North. That is going to be a Friday game. Other district games tonight, of course, this one here in Yukon, Westmore and Edmond Santa Fe. On the other side, we've got Deer Creek hosting Jenks, Bixby hosting Enid. It's Edmond North at Mustang, who gave Jenks all they could handle last week, and then another Friday game more at Norman. So those are in the other district, in District 2. For the lineup for Yukon, what you're going to see out there, we've been told it's going to be the backup quarterback tonight. So Wyatt Jones, number 10 for the Yukon Millers, is someone who is the second leading rusher. He has 113 yards rushing last week, or 113 yards passing, 684 passing, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and 383 yards rushing. We're told that Wyatt Jones was in street clothes, so number 17, Tristan Berglund, we're expecting to get the start. Of course, we will see what happens, but as we get ready for kickoff underway, game number 7, kickoff upcoming for the Union Redhawks, kicking to the Yukon Millers, a team that has not lost to Yukon at least since 2003, and that's as far back as I could see the records. This is a series that Union has dominated, but Yukon always comes to play.
Yukon's got athletes. They're very competitive in everything they do, and they're well coached. Coach Barnes is a good coach. They're going to bring a good group here.
Back to receive the kick. It looks like Gavin Thornhill and Dylan Dotson back deep. Gavin Litchfield kicking off for the Redhawks now as we get week number 7 underway. The kick is away, and it will go to Dotson. Dotson muffs it at the 3. Now he's bringing it out to the 10 and met very handily into the end zone, and it's a scoop and score for Ian Castellanos. Really hit hard at the 10 was Dotson. A swarm of Redhawks around him, and the ball comes out. Ian Castellanos in the end zone. Oh, my goodness. That's the way to start the game.
Kind of watched our guys. We had him corralled in right here, had great leverage on him. And I think it was, if you're going to believe this or not, that was Tay Perry that hit him. It was Tay and Cannon Farquhar, number 32. But Tay got the lick on him and knocked the ball loose.
Another guy that has come on is Cannon Farquhar. We have been calling his name a lot the last 3 games. Him and Tay jarring the ball loose, and Ian Castellanos taking it in for the scoop and score, 6-0 Union, and we are only 9 seconds into the game, and that may be generous. It feels like 3 seconds right off the jump. It's going to be Gavin Litchfield, Pat Thompson on the hold, and the extra point, all except one have been good this year, and Gavin Litchfield continues. So, boy, if you're talking about going on the road on a Thursday night, it's a short week, fall break, just had the homecoming dance on Tuesday. This is a way to get started, Coach.
You always want to start fast, no matter where you are, but starting fast on the road is even better. I kind of watched this from the live, watched our guys at the next level there. There's about 5 of them there, and it was Tay and Farquhar that hit him.
Rion not far behind Ian Castellanos. Nice. 7-0, yet another defensive touchdown. And by my count, that is going to be defensive touchdown number 3 for Union this year. Just 9 seconds into the game, the Redhawks already off for a jump, aiming, they hope, for that number 2 spot alone in the district, but we will have to see how the rest of this week plays out because there is a 4-way tie for the number 2 spot in the district. Another interesting thing about that is Union has already beat Norman North, so they have the head-to-head. The other 2 number 2s in the district, again, 3 games left, but it's worth mentioning, Broken Arrow and Edmond Memorial ahead of Union right now. If the playoffs started today, we play that game, but they have to play them.
This should be a race from these 10 guys right here. Here's the first one down there because last one was so successful. Who's the first guy down here to the football this time?
Gavin Litchfield, just like he did 9 seconds ago, going to kick it away from the 40-yard line. It will again go to number 13, Dotson. He will return it now from the 9-yard line. He will go up and get tackled right away out of bounds, and that is going to be a nice tackle by Tay Perry again.
Again, one of your best players on your entire team, doesn't matter what position he's on. If he played left defensive end, he'd have 4 sacks tonight. I mean, that's just the kind of kid that he is. He plays the game hard and on all special teams too.
You know, you're kind of thinking last year, losing Jordan Schelling, he was one of those guys last year where Schelling kind of stepped in and did everything. This year for Yukon, it's number 14, Destry Lujan. For Union, it's been Tay. I mean, you just can't keep him off the field.
Sure can't.
So starting, as we mentioned right off the top, we'd got an idea that Wyatt Jones was not starting. So it's going to be Tristan Berglund, number 17, the starting quarterback for the Yukon Millers. This is going to be a run play up the middle, and the guy who's carrying it right there, nice tackle for Union by Kane Brackney, that's going to be Prince Shelburne. Prince Shelburne is just a sophomore. This is a young Yukon team. Running back, wide receiver, had 68 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns in a losing effort. They lost 37-13 last week to Edmond Memorial, but 111 yards per game. This Prince Shelburne guy, you kind of thought 14 was going to be the number 1, but number 3 has come alive for Yukon. So it's going to be Berglund, who has seen action. He has gotten in the game this year, but hasn't had a lot. We do see a gang tackle there coming up now on 3rd down and 7. Looked like it pushing him back probably to 3rd and 10 more like. Ball still on their own 20. Or 23 now, going backwards, are the Yukon Millers. A nice tackle there. So, Coach, right off the bat, seen a lot of energy just a minute into the game. It looks like these guys are just out there ready to play.
I think Yukon's they got a new guy at quarterback tonight. Hadn't played a whole lot. They're going to try to keep the ball out of his hands if they can help it. Now the 3rd and long situation here, they don't have a choice.
A little bit on Tristan Berglund as this 3rd and 10 comes up here. 12 for 27 on the season. He has 1 touchdown pass, 2 interceptions, and 136 yards total rushing. The lefty unloads to Daniel Yebbett, number 1. A one-handed grab, and there's a flag. We'll see what happens here. The coverage couldn't have asked for anything better with Oliver Smith, but my goodness, Daniel Yebbett has not played for 2 games since the Westmore game. He comes back and makes a spectacular grab, but we will see about the flag.
Might have been some defensive holding there. I don't know if you really, get pretty ticky-tacky, but that was had pretty good coverage. The catch was one-handed catch. They're hard to see any of those better catches like that in this weekend coming up.
Golly, Lee Ross is the head referee.
That was a really nice catch.
On the 15-yard penalty, you're going to decline that and take the 35-yard one-handed catch. Daniel Yebbett, again, has not played for 2 games, only had 1 catch 3 weeks ago against Westmore. That's a way to make your presence and help your quarterback.
Sure was a nice catch.
Boy, Tristan Berglund, who can run, but really Wyatt Jones is their main runner quarterback. Now he's going to probably take off, scramble up in the pocket, see what he can do. There's a flag in the backfield. There's a flag in the defensive backfield. That's a sack. But we're going to see what happens here. Tucker Cook, following in a great game last week, takes down the backup quarterback, but there is a flag. Lee Ross is going to have the call here.
Oh, that's usually in the neighborhood that something's not very good for us there, but it was really good coverage. That was a good job by Tucker, but not giving up on it, and probably a coverage sack, but I'm afraid the penalty is going to be not in our favor.
Ross, Webster, Snell, Ott, and Webster are referees tonight. Mark Webster, Torrey Snell, Tim Ott, Gage Webster, and Lee Ross, the head referee. And here's Mr. Ross with the call.
We have holding on the defense. 2-yard foul results in the first down.
A 10-yarder called against Union, so that will march it once again forward for the Millers. The first penalty declined. This is the first accepted penalty of the game. Again, you like Tucker Cook getting in the backfield there and something to build on.
Yeah, that was a good coverage sack. I didn't see the holding necessarily. Hope they keep their flags in their pockets here tonight too.
Last week, Tristan Berglund did see some action against Edmond Memorial. He was 4 for 7, 54 yards and an interception. We also understand, and the video hasn't been posted yet on Memorial's website, but he was, Wyatt Jones, the starting quarterback, I was told, was really shaken up at the end of the Edmond Memorial game, so that may have led to this. Destry Lujan on the carry there is now 2nd and 9 for the Yukon Millers. Destry Lujan, a running back, linebacker, had 100 yards against Union last year. 185 on the ground and 5 touchdowns, but also, Coach, the type of guy you like to see if you're Yukon, 42 tackles. He has a sack this year, just does everything.
Yep, old school. He's got a little neck roll on with him there too, and he's going to run the ball hard, and it was good to get to stop the first time he carried the ball there.
2nd and 9. Destry Lujan last year seemed to gain steam as the game went on, so we'll see how Union handles this. This is going to be a fake handoff. Now a throw up the middle to an open receiver, and that will be complete to Zayden Khalil, kind of their wide receiver number 2. First down Yukon now in that red area.
Pretty good play action pass there. The linebackers and the safeties kind of bid on the run, and just an easy throw and catch.
16-yarder to Zayden Khalil, the number 2 wide receiver, coming off of a 4-catch, 51-yard performance last week against Edmond Memorial, a game that the Bulldogs won 37-13. First 10, and now at the 15-yard line, Yukon moving the ball, thanks in part to a couple Union penalties, but they have moved it well just by themselves. This is Berglund running up in the pocket. He'll take off, gets down quickly at the 9-yard line. Saw a lot of guys closing in on him. Brackney among those. Looked like Oliver Smith in there as well. So getting down quick and short of the first down marker.
That was, we had a twist going on up front, and the one part of the twist got picked up, and it left a crease for the quarterback to scramble through. We almost had a chance to get to him, though.
2nd and 5 at the 10-yard line. They can still pick up a first down, the Millers can, as the handoff will go, it looks like, to Prince Shelburne again, their RB1, going into the season again, thinking Destry Lujan was the number 1, and Prince Shelburne already had a 200-yard performance. He ran for 200 yards against Westmore a few weeks ago. So now 3rd and 4 for the Redhawks defense. Boy, a big stand here. This would help. They haven't kicked a lot of field goals this year. Yukon hasn't, and this would be a huge thing.
They're having a little trouble getting their play called right here. They still got time on the play clock. They're okay.
Play clock is running at 16 now as the backup quarterback, Tristan Berglund, if you're just joining us, Tristan Berglund in for the starter, Wyatt Jones. This is going to be Berglund. Neutral zone possibly coming up against Union.
Going to give him a first down.
We'll wait for the call here from the referee, but again, this would be the 2nd accepted penalty that has resulted in a first down on this drive, the first offensive series.
On the defense, half the distance to the goal, that results in a first down.
So the sticks come down, the ball will be advanced to the 4-yard line, and Yukon knocking on the door after an opening kickoff muff kick, fumbled. Ian Castellanos returned it. That is the only score that we have, and since then, Yukon has taken the ball since 11:51 of this first quarter.
We're going to get a heavy dose of run right here. 14's going to get behind his pads and try to run us over.
This is Destry Lujan in the backfield, going to try to run Union over. We'll see what happens. It looks like it's not working. He's still moving. No, he's still moving. We'll see what the referees say.
We slowed him down, but we didn't stop him.
He gets in. Destry Lujan looked like he was stopped at the 3 and the 2 and the 1, but still powers in. 7-6. Yukon looking to even the score and looking to pull an upset tonight here early on. Destry Lujan already some early dose of the big guy, 2 running backs involved. 1 pass play, I believe. Richard, is that right? We've had 1 pass play and that 2 pass
they
plays.
Had 2 on that drive that were pretty successful.
Yep, we had 2 pass completions there, and the PAT is blocked. 2 of 2 on 3rd down, both on penalty, as we mentioned. So that's going to be 7-6. Union with already some special teams magic. Ian Castellanos scoop and score on a kickoff return, and then a blocked PAT. So from special teams last week and how that was just such a complete game, Coach, special teams is here to play once again.
Oh, yeah, you can tell the energy is there for sure. We did a good job of slowing them down. We didn't stop them on the drive. We stopped the run game, it felt at times, but like you said, 2 for 2 on 3rd down and quarterback scramble, and then they're in the end zone. And a couple penalties.
And the penalty, especially in the backfield, you hated to see that, because Tucker Cook got home on the quarterback and sent a message there, but that one did not count on that one. So as this continues to go, 6:58 left to go now in this first quarter. 7-6, Union on top of Yukon here at Miller Stadium. Just a beautiful facility, beautiful campus. My personal first time being out here. They do a great job building a brand new performance arts facility that looks like any city in the country would want that. 100-yard indoor facility that they're building. Boy, they've really got a lot going here in Yukon.
They got a commitment to the public schools for sure here in Yukon, and it shows.
So it is 7-6. Union on top. Destry Lujan with a 4-yard run finishes it off, but that was an 8-play, 80-yard drive. It took 6:58 is when it ended. So it took 2-3 minutes off the clock. A nice long drive for Yukon that was helped by Union penalties. Union has to be on alert for onside kicks. Several have been successful against us. We've also tried onside kicks. Stillwater especially 2 successful onside kicks against Union. So they will be on alert tonight for the onside kicks we expect. The kickoff is going to be performed by Jonathan Haxton, who had that PAT blocked. Going to turn around and kick it off. Stone and Tay deep.
Pretty good kick.
The kick is way back, and that's going to be a touchback. So Union starts this game. Skylar Mormon did not play last week. It looks like it's going to be Dylan Taylor coming out with the ones once again today. We're also told that the guard, Manny Gonzalez, I think is back in the game today. And, boy, when you talk about adding back those offensive linemen here for the stretch run, it's going to be huge to see this O-line because they were so important last week.
Again, as I was sitting down there earlier today and you watch their kids come in and you watch our guys come in, our offensive line's big. We're not little. And with Manny playing there again at guard, we are not little.
And they look it out there, especially against a 3-man front for Yukon right now. Some nice-looking guys on their side, too. It is Dylan Taylor making the start, 9 for 19 passing, but it was a lot of this. It was a lot of this last week as Tay Perry cuts inside, then back outside. Ends up getting tackled at about the 27-yard line, 2nd and 3. Redhawks move the ball right off the jump. Just 11 carries last week is all it took Tay to get 284 yards, and you'd love to see a repeat performance of that this week. Dylan Taylor going to take the shotgun snap here, 6:27 on a 2nd and 3. Another handoff, again bouncing it outside, and Tay Perry trying to pick up that momentum back from where it came last week, and that's going to be a first down off of a 6-day week. It is, of course, fall break across the state of Oklahoma. Union has been out on fall break and making the trip over here. We were talking to in the car. It's interesting, used to be a 2-hour drive. And he was saying, and with this turnpike, light speed, you can get here pretty quick nowadays.
Tay has a little bit bounce to his step after that opening kickoff on a big week he had last week, and he's going to be dangerous here in a second.
It's great to see Tay out there. We're expecting LJ as well. This is going to be a handoff to Abington, someone who Union has really tried to get going in the run game. on kind of actions like that. That time it didn't work. Who else but Destry Lujan not only helping him up but making the big tackle. And Destry Lujan, if he's going to be making the tackles tonight, it's going to be something where it's a guy to watch, one of the many guys to watch on this defense.
He just couldn't get to the corner right there. If it just another half a step, we get to the corner, and that's an 8 to 10 yard gain. Just couldn't get to the corner.
And it feels like one of those that we're going to get Avington going in the run game eventually. It feels like he's just ready every week to break that big one, and you'd love it to be tonight. It's now 2nd and 10 for the Redhawks. The fake. And now downfield, Dylan Taylor letting it rip to Jackson McCrary, just a little underthrown. On the coverage in the defensive backfield is Drayden Lane, part of a defensive unit that has really played admirably this year, shutting out Sapulpa 40-0. They only gave up 24 to Westmore. I mean, they've had their moments, this defense has, and on that one, just a little bit of an underthrow.
It's a really good play design. It held everybody and allows the receiver to get behind him, and like you said, the ball just a hair underthrown, or that's a big play.
3rd and 10, ball at the 32 for the Redhawks, trying to answer Yukon's 80-yard drive that they just ripped off. 5:13 left to go in this first quarter. Taylor back to throw. Now he's going to run. Now he's going to throw. He's got Stone. Stone wide open. 20, 15. Nobody's catching Stone. Touchdown, Union Redhawks. Dylan Taylor ended up on the ground taking a shot there at the end, but a 68-yarder for Stone Turner, the leading receiver for the Union Redhawks, shows up again. And, boy, that was pretty, Coach.
That a couple weeks ago, that's a play that Dylan is still just trying to run for. And he kept his eyes downfield, though, with some maturity, still looking for the open receiver, and with confidence makes a good throw. Because, again, a couple weeks ago, he just keeps on running and takes a 2-yard gain, but kept his eyes downfield. That was nice.
That will put Stone Turner above 300 yards receiving for this season with 3 games left to go. And then, of course, playoffs. That is his 31st catch of the season and his 7th touchdown of the season. He has been that clear wide receiver number 1. But it's nice, Coach, we're seeing Dylan Taylor also spreading the ball out. McCrary and Pat Thompson getting other guys involved.
Well, what you're seeing is a product of winning right now. Our kids look like they're really confident. Even though the last drive, Yukon does drive down and get a score. We had some penalties, those kinds of things. Our kids look like they have some confidence to them. And that's what winning a game like last week will do for you.
They certainly do. And, again, Dylan Taylor stepping up in the pocket just behind that line of scrimmage, takes a shot but stands in. And on this beautiful replay here by the Union Sports Network, we got Megan Moran here, Andy Irwin behind the scenes. Megan making the trip. She's a senior this year, made the trip up here to Yukon and helping us out tonight. And it will be, we hope, a victory for Union, but it is still a long way to go. 14-6 on account of the blocked PAT against the Yukon Millers. So now Union has a special teams touchdown. They have an offensive touchdown, and once again, special teams unit coming back out here. Tay Perry's out there, and it's just good to see all the guys out there. The Yukon Millers, again, 3-3, 1-2 in the district. They are fighting for playoff position right now. And again, it's not too early to talk about. 3 games left after this one. Yukon has 6th place alone. The other teams behind them, Westmore and Edmond Santa Fe, are both winless so far in the season. So Yukon has that 6th spot alone, and they'd love an upset tonight. Again, 22 years, 23 years. Union has been victorious at least the last 23 years over Yukon. And this has been a series that has been dominated by Union, but Yukon has always come to play. This is going to be number 12 receiving the kickoff, Gavin Thornhill. He's going to be bouncing it to the outside, trying to catch him on the edge. That's Pat Thompson just missing him. And check that. That's Elijah Taylor returning that kickoff, making something out of nothing. 25-yard line. Drive starts for Yukon. What are you looking?
Just lost a little bit of leverage there on that kickoff return, and I made a good job of him. He had a lot of speed with him, but we lost leverage just by a hair and got outside us, and they got some decent field position to start the drive. Again, number one thing we got to do is stop the run. We did that last drive, but had some penalties, and again, he was connected on the 2 deep balls that he had and had one good scramble. So let's stop the run again and be good on 3rd down.
Union, last drive, 5-play, 80-yard drive, took just under 2 minutes off the clock, and it ended with that 68-yarder, Taylor to Turner for the big score. Tristan Berglund, the backup quarterback, is once again in, and he will be there tonight. Their third string, if it does come down to that, is their wide receiver, number 9, Elijah Kenley. But this is going to be a fake handoff. Now Berglund winds up the lefty, throwing it downfield for Yebbett. It's overthrown and maybe picked. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. That's Dejon Gaines. His first interception of this season with Dejon back there at safety. It is great to see him, and boy, Coach, this was a pretty one on the overthrow. Dejon right where he needs to be.
Yep, he just turned into the receiver there and played the ball. He knew it was overthrown, and he's just going to become the wide receiver. Really good catch by Dejon.
You're wanting him to get one this year. Hadn't had an interception. He's been close. He's been in the right position. He's been that quarterback in the defensive backfield. I just think being on the field more this year than I was last year pregame, it's obvious when the leaders jump out and the guys jump out, and this guy looks to be a leader.
Yeah, Dejon's a count-on-me kind of kid, though. Just, again, always smiling at school in the halls, and the kids rally around him, and he's the kind of guy, if he tells you to do something, the kids are going to do it and follow him.
Yeah. Once again, this diamond formation now in the backfield, something that Union has used a lot. 4:42 left to go. Union already with their third offensive possession. The referee has that out of the way. Now it's a first down, ball with a 31, 4:42 left to go. 3 running backs in the backfield. This was very successful with Rion Williams last week. That handoff is going to go for no gain, maybe a little negative on that when second down comes up. Coach, something else, I don't know if it jumped out to you, but to me, there were no negative rushing plays last week. I mean, everything was forward against Norman North.
Again, that's the growth of the offensive line. Again, we had a chance right there, just missed the cut, but again, number 14 just shoots the gap and makes a quality tackle.
They're going to give him 2nd and 10. They're going to give him no gain. Looked like he might have been stopped a little short, but they're going to give him no gain. This is going to be Tay again from the back of that star formation, going forward this time, bringing up a 3rd down as the clock continues to go. A 4-yarder for Tay Perry. He has gotten all of the carries, pretty much most of the carries. There was 1 to Avington. No LJ yet, but we will see what happens. We've seen Rion in the backfield, like a lot of guys checking in. McCrary, Avington, Thompson all checking in for the Union Redhawks. 3rd and 6. What are we going to see here?
Not sure if we'll see a short route out here in space or try to maybe get Tavon out or Tay out in space here as well.
Ball at the 35 for the Union Redhawks as the clock continues to count down on the first quarter. It's been a long quarter, but we've had a lot of possessions. We've had a special teams touchdown for Union already. Castellanos with the 5-yard scoop and score. This will be a pass. Dylan Taylor looking back, now runs. He's going to be close to the first down, dives ahead, and we'll see where they spot it.
Boy, close.
That's right at the 41.
You're right at the spot right there.
That is right at the 41. Looked to me, and we're way up here. This is a very high press box. We're way up here, but it looked to me like he was short, and then he dives forward.
They're going to give it to him. Good job.
Nice job by Dylan Taylor. Looked like he had been brought up short and kept fighting and falls forward.
There's LJ there, tailback now.
LJ McGee checks in. Tay Perry going to take a little bit of a breather after 284-yard performance last week. This is going to be a handoff again to LJ. He had a career day last week, 136 yards against the Norman North team. That's going forward for another 3-4 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 7, Union Redhawks.
Yeah, that's a play that I talked with O-line coach Ratcliffe there before the game, kind of giving him a little bit of a hard time. We ran power right there, pulled the right guard up into the hole, and got us 4 yards, and that's a staple play of any team that wants to run the football. And we did a good job there. I liked it.
And it helps when you have guards like Manny Gonzalez that you can help execute with, and Manny being back on the field tonight, that's going to be great. This is going to be Stone Turner in motion. He's off to the left, and he's off to the races. That's going to be a 1st down and more. Gets beyond the 50 into Yukon territory. 1st down Redhawks, 2:23 on the clock, up 14-6, and trying to make a 1-score game into a 2-score game, they hope.
Once Stone gets going north and south right there, he's just weaving his way through and just ran out of room to the sideline. Had a couple more yards, he's still running.
It's remarkable how fast he is, too. Maybe you don't notice it on camera, but if you see him in person and you're here and watching him, he is extremely speedy and doesn't seem to really lose any speed, changing direction at all. Like you said, north and south, Coach. LJ McGee, the handoff goes left, and he's going to be out. This is going to be a big one. 25, 20, 15 gets tripped up at the 9-yard line. LJ McGee still falling forward. Again, every time they've made this tackle, it looks like we're still running. They're stopping us, but they're barely stopping us.
Looks like it's a stretch play. If you'll watch 16, Luke Wood up top, kicking out the outside linebacker, and that sets up the blocker. That's a really good job by Luke. Like seeing that. And I thought LJ was going to score. Just shoestring tackle kept him from getting in the end zone.
Looked like Rocco Johnson on the tackle there for the Yukon Millers. That was a 36-yard run by LJ. Now at the 8-yard line, 1st and goal. It's going to be, it looked like a keeper, but it's actually a handoff to Stone Turner. Goes a little bit backwards, still in the red zone, but now 3rd and goal, back behind the 10-yard line, of course. 2nd and goal, thank you. 2nd and goal behind the 10-yard line. At this point for the Redhawks, up 14-6. Up by 8 here late in the first quarter.
I just like the way our guys are playing with a lot of confidence. You can just really see it.
It's been a lot of energy for sure, starting with the first 9 seconds. A scoop and score touchdown on the muffed kickoff. Here's the snap. Dylan Taylor, fake handoff. Still running. Throws it out right to empty space. Threw it away there. 3rd and goal will now come up for the Redhawks.
Couldn't get a whole lot of the throw on that there. Again, I think it's 14 that was in his face and kind of threw it off his back leg and just not enough arm strength to get it to the corner of the end zone.
Looks like it might have been Lujan on pursuit. Also, their other linebacker, Lucas Willette, has 6 tackles for losses. Look for number 15 tonight. 6 tackles for losses this year. And, of course, we mentioned Destry Lujan, running back linebacker combo, going to Western Colorado, number 14. 42 tackles. This can be the snap. 3rd down. Dylan Taylor wants it all for Stone Turner. The 2nd touchdown of the game. 2nd touchdown of the first quarter. And Stone Turner in the end zone, putting Union up now 20-6 on the Millers here in Yukon.
Good throw by Dylan, giving him some time to get open, but a really good route by Dylan, or excuse me, by Stone that creates spacing between him and the coverage.
Look at this, just open, wide open is Stone Turner. After at the beginning of the season, it was hard, and now it's looking easier. And Coach, just confidence is the key.
Confidence is the key. I'm just telling you, winning makes everything better. Outrun with the end zone, Dejan. There you go.
2-point conversion is good. Dejan.
Oh, there's a flag.
The interception.
We're going to get a holding call down here.
And now there's a flag. There is a flag down at the 3-yard line. Dejan looked like he was maybe already in there.
Sometimes the referees think it's their job to be part of the game, and sometimes it's, I don't know what they're trying to do, but just let that go, and he's going to score no matter what. So I don't really know who they're going to call that on, but there's going to be holding.
There's a lot of open grass for sure for Dejan Gaines, and he is not slow. Already has an interception.
Our athletes are standing out a little bit tonight. I'd like to see it. Was that the 5th penalty already tonight, and they're all against us?
The third accepted penalty, and then we had the one that was the 35-yarder one-hander. So on this, we're going to try to see the hold on the replay. Maybe they get Stone. It was hard to tell the swinging gate formation there. This will end up being a 30-yard PAT try, and it's something that Litchfield can do in his sleep, but not really what you wanted and not what you drew up initially. 20-6, the 30-yard PAT try is on tap for Gavin Litchfield. The snap, the hold, Litchfield
nice job, Gavin.
Booming it through, and no problem. So you lose a point, but you still get that PAT. 21-6, Union on top of Yukon. So, Coach, yet another drive. Penalties here and there, but overall, just everything is mostly positive tonight.
Everything's big positive for us. Here's, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. You're 7 points down behind when you go on the road, and when you come over to the west side, you're 14 points behind before you get off the bus. But we're going to overcome that and keep fighting, and our kids are playing really, really hard. Again, the blocking up front's been really good. Dylan's decision-making has been good, and positive yards by the running backs, falling forward where it is or taking advantage of the holes that we're giving them. Kids look like they're doing things right.
That's the 2nd touchdown pass of the night for Dylan Taylor. We hope on his way to a career night. Already a great start for that young man. He has a 68-yard touchdown pass to Stone Turner and now a 10-yard touchdown pass. That's a 9-play, 69-yard drive for the Redhawks. It took 2:58 off the clock, a nice 3-minute drive. And something else that I've noticed as Union has really started to pick up is, Coach, we're extending drives. We're putting plays together, and you aren't seeing as many 3-and-outs.
Yeah, there's no panic from the kids when we don't get something good happen to us. They're relaxing and they're maturing, and that allows you to gain. Every play doesn't have to be a first down play. A 3-yard play is a really successful play, and build on that.
And that was on display there. Tay Perry, L.J. McGee each had 3 4-yard gains that turned into something bigger. This is going to be a kickoff angling toward the end zone or toward the sideline. Number 22 gets tackled out of bounds by Logan Haney coming in and saving an even bigger gain by Elijah Taylor. He's had a couple big returns, has number 22 Elijah Taylor. And now Yukon takes over. 1:11 left in this first quarter. 21-6 already. Union out on top.
A little over-aggressive there by Tay. Should have stayed outside the block there and turned that guy back in, and then there's no gain for him. But he comes underneath the block and allows that guy to get an extra 10 or 12 yards. But, again, you can't fault Tay for being aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, he just got to go the right direction against the block sometimes.
Earlier, Tay was aggressive on the opening kickoff.
Sure was.
Popped it loose.
He sure was.
And Castellanos.
Kids still don't want to catch a kickoff.
Prince Shelburne in the in the backfield, forcing Yukon into more passing situations than they would like. This is truly a run-first team, and it will be a run play to Prince Shelburne. Now going to go inside, bouncing it outside to the 40, to the 42. Going to be given the first down there, it looks like, by the side judge. That's going to be Tori Snell, one of the female referees on the field. Not too many in Oklahoma, but she is one of them, and she is part of this crew. Lee Ross, Mark Webster, Tori Snell, Tim Ott, and Gage Webster. That is a first down for the Yukon Millers.
Same thing with leverage. Rocky Bright right there has got to stay outside. He kind of came underneath a little too much.
Rocky Bright, the team leader in sacks, by the way, and Brandon Ferguson in on that tackle of the running back. And it's also good to see Brandon Ferguson out there.
Brandon Ferguson's also known as, we call him Dino. Brandon likes dinosaurs, has liked dinosaurs his whole life. So his friends on the team that are, you know, I coached him a couple years ago when he was a sophomore, and we call him Dino, and I see him at school all the time, and he owns it with pride.
We also have a man down right now for the Yukon Millers. That's going to be Knox Schulte, who's one of their huge offensive linemen. They talked about the D1 talent there off the edge with 76, Daniel Delgado. Knox Schulte, also a big guy that's listed as left guard, but a lot of times you're moving around. So at this point, we're going to step away as they're working on Schulte for a minute. 41 seconds left in the first quarter. 21-9, 21-6, Union up.
Hey Union fans, score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Union Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
We're back. 41 seconds left. 2nd and 7 for the Millers, down 21-6 to the Redhawks. Fake handoff now, letting it rip again, going downfield for Daniel Yebbett. On the coverage is Oliver Smith. No flags, both of them helping each other up. Again, you're seeing a running attack for Yukon, you think is the scouting report, but this backup quarterback really likes to air it out.
He's not scared to throw it. It's the play action that gives him a chance to throw it, but the coverage right there made it look, everybody's wanting a penalty right there, but the receiver turns around to make the catch and runs into our guy. It's a good no call by the referees. I take back my comment from earlier.
Four accepted penalties on the Redhawks so far, none against Yukon here most of the way through the first quarter. We have 30 seconds left to go in this first quarter, 21-6. Either way, Union is up and has been dominating, gave up the opening offensive drive to Yukon, and now on this 3rd and 7, what'll they do? It's going to be Berglund, and it's whistled dead. It's going to be a timeout by Brent Barnes, former coach Brent Barnes, former Union coach Brent Barnes, now the head coach out here at Yukon, and timeout, Antonio Graham. So Union is charged with a timeout there, but Brent Barnes, former Union coach, now here at Yukon, trying to build a program that has, again, one winning season in the last 10 years, but something that they're clearly building something here, and he's a part of it.
Again, the community here in Yukon and the Mustang area, they support their schools. It's evident by the facilities that they build, but they're competitive in all their sports and top notch, and they don't back down from anything, and very supportive.
So early on, we want to check in with some scores because most games are being played tonight. There are some Friday games, but one of the games that's being played is Bixby up 44-0 on Edmond. That's on Enid in the second quarter. That's right, 44-0. Bixby up on the Enid Plainsmen in the second quarter. Jenks is actually here in town, close by. They're at Edmond Deer Creek. So Jenks is at Deer Creek. They're up 21-7 in the first quarter. Mustang in an early battle with Edmond North 7-7, and winless Santa Fe on top of winless Westmore. Both have shown signs of life, though. Edmond Santa Fe up 14-0 there early. We will continue to get you scores. The Norman game is tomorrow, and Broken Arrow, most importantly, is playing tomorrow. That is Union's opponent next week. Union traveling to Memorial Stadium, but of course this game is first. 3rd and 7, ball at the 45-yard line. Yukon trying to make something out of a 2-score deficit, and here comes the defense. Another flag in the backfield.
Right there.
It's going to be Berglund running for the first down. Going to be declined here. Big hit, but there is a flag in the backfield. Again, likely declined. Likely would be the 5th first quarter penalty on Union. It is a legal motion. So they get Yukon on the illegal motion. Flag in the backfield. Leo Ross calls it a legal motion, and so that's going to be 21 seconds left in the clock, backing up 5 yards. So what they thought was a huge first down play, a nice run from Tristan Berglund. Now 3rd and 12, going backwards, a 17-yarder wiped out with that penalty.
I think the more that Tristan plays, the better he gets at quarterback here. He's done a really good job for not being the starter.
And it's something that at the beginning of the season, Wyatt Jones and Tristan Berglund did go back and forth. Wyatt Jones did win the starting job, and he has taken much of the carries. They've seen a little bit of Berglund, but what we didn't see, Coach, and I think what we were talking about, his running ability has really jumped out. I knew 10 could run. I knew Wyatt Jones, the starter, could run. But seeing this young man out there, that was a bit of a surprise to me. So now 21-6 with Union on top of Yukon. 3rd and 12, ball at the 40-yard line. Yukon trying to get something going. Union trying to slam the door here in the first quarter. Berglund back again. Under pressure. Gets the ball off, and it's somehow caught. It is somehow caught in a first down for number 9, Khalil.
Boy, he took a good hit by Tucker right there.
Khalil.
Ball being in the air long enough, our guy couldn't see the ball, and their guy came back and caught it like a fair catch punt, but
golly. Tucker Cook, second time he's been in the backfield, this close to a sack. First time it was the penalty, and that time somehow Berglund gets that ball off. The clock will be very close to running out, and it will. Clock runs out in the first quarter. 21-6. Union on top of the Yukon Millers. Ball at the 43 of Union. We will be right back. Union Sports Network.
When summer heats up and your AC isn't working right, be cautious of being pressured into a replacement.
It's always a good idea to get a second opinion, and Airco will let you know if your AC is worth fixing.
So call Airco today for a free second opinion.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
How may we help you? F&M Bank Yukon. Serving generations.
We're back here at Miller Stadium. Dave Davis in for Rick Corey, who's in North Carolina tonight. We also have Jeff Johns down on the field, Richard Johns on stats, and Coach Jeff Brown with the color analysts. And, you know, Coach, I want to ask, what did you see in the first quarter that needs to continue throughout this game?
Just the energy and the confidence that we're playing with. It's just evident throughout our entire team. Not that our coverages have been bad. They're making some plays, throwing and catching. We've got to find a way to help a little bit with that. But overall, I think defense has done a good job too.
Tristan Berglund, 3 big pass plays so far, including one with defenders in his face. As the backup quarterback, he continues to play very well for Yukon. Takes the snap again, under pressure again. Yep, it up in the air, and that's going to be Oliver Smith with the second interception of the year for that young man. It went off the hands of the sure wide receiver, number 1, Daniel Yebbett, playing for the first time in 3 games. And here we go, Coach. You'll take the pinball machine with Oliver Smith right there.
Sure was. They caught us in a little bit of a blitz on a screen, which you call screens when the team's going to blitz like that. But he was under duress. The ball was high, and it bounced in the air, and Oliver happened to make a play on it.
Union bringing the defensive pressure, making the backup quarterback make the choices, and that is now the 3rd turnover by Yukon. A fumble on the kickoff, and then the interception by Dejan, and then that interception by Oliver Smith. So right off the bat, Union continues their trend of takeaways. That's 3 more takeaways early in this game, just a few seconds gone by in the second quarter. 21-6, Union over Yukon. Dylan Taylor in the backfield. We have not seen Skylar Mormon the last couple games. This will be a little pop pass to Tay Perry, bouncing it back inside. Usually he's bouncing it outside, goes back inside. First down, Union.
Just it becomes an outside zone play, and the running back, you always teach an outside zone when you hand him the ball to kind of ride the wave and surf it. And Tay surfs that as good as anybody. Watch him surf, and cut back, find the opening, and cut it back against the grain and get a ton of yards.
Dragging him down there is Drayden Lane, who has made some plays tonight, and their defensive backfield has really had to step up because Union has dominated the line of scrimmage so far. Ball at the 47 rather. Into Yukon territory are the Union Redhawks, trying to make it 28-6 or maybe more. The handoff goes up the middle. This one again to Tay Perry, and Tay Perry coming off of the performance of his life last week, 284 yards on just 11 carries. At home against Norman North, following it up with a road game 6 days later, and Tay looking like he's, picking up where he left off.
The more time Tay touched the ball, the better he's getting tonight. It started from the get-go. Tay was ready to play from the first kick. Give him the ball.
He was one of those in on that forced fumble after the kickoff was received and then knocking it loose from the Yukon kick returner. 2nd and 7 for the Union Redhawks. Handoff goes back to Tay. Once again, Tay up the middle. He's not going to get a first down, but he's only going to be about 2 yards short.
That's about a good 5-yard run. They'll put his foot in the ground. Bam, get north and south again.
Ball at the 40-yard line, and just like that, Union on a drive that they already started in the second quarter in a great position. They've already moved the ball about 20 yards so far in just this quarter, and their offense continues to click. 3rd and 2. Here in Yukon, Oklahoma at Miller Stadium, right across the railroad tracks from a beautiful campus. We're here on Yukon, just an absolute gem and a facility that we're going to be talking about all night, but they've been great hosts too. 3rd and 2, handoff goes now to L.J. McGee in the backfield. He will be taken down in the backfield just short, and that's going to be number 0, Braden Holiday, the linebacker.
Again, just looks like it's going to be a good explosive run and a little bit of closing speed from the safety there. Still a pretty good run by LJ. Making one good cut and just arm tackle got him.
That's going to be Braden Holiday, and that's a guy second on the team in tackles for Yukon. 43 tackles this year. So 4th and 2, Union's going to go for it. This will be their first 4th down attempt of the game. It's going to be Dylan Taylor to LJ, no problem, and continuing the trend from last week when Union was 2 for 3 on 4th downs, a huge difference in that game. They were 0 for 7 on 3rd downs last week, but were able to convert the 4th downs, and boy, you love to see that, Coach. You go backwards, now you're forwards.
Again, that's an unbalanced offensive line. We had an extra offensive lineman in there, taking a receiver. So we had 6 offensive linemen plus a tight end, and then you pull, run power to the strength of that side, and it's just we're going to be better than you, be tougher than you. The same formation right here. Not saying it's the same play, but this is the formation that says I'm bigger and tougher than you are.
Tayshawn Nelson checks in, number 77. Handoff once again, and the play is blown dead.
Yeah, we flinched up top.
Flags immediately.
I think Luke Wood just kind of jumped just a hair, got a little nervous, a little antsy, and just flinched a little bit.
I tell you what, I don't know who the DJ is here at Yukon High School. We talk about investment in the public schools and everything that they're doing. I don't know if public schools are paying for the DJ, but boy, it is just absolutely bumping here. This is a loud stadium.
He's got some stuff going. I guess the speakers might be right on top of us, I guess.
Yeah, we're right here with the speakers. I've heard that the Rams games like that, SoFi, I've heard SoFi just cranks it up to 11 on those football games. You just kind of feel like you're in a moment right now.
I think we're going to call timeout and talk about it here.
So on the false start penalty, it's 1st and 15, 8:40 left, 21-6. You got to love what you're seeing here positively. And it looks like, again, you're letting Dylan throw, but in the two touchdowns, the two offensive touchdowns have been pass plays, but looks like the run is setting it up.
Yeah, the run's setting it up for us. And, again, the offensive line's getting back to being who they were. It looks like we've been down a few guys. We're getting some guys back healthy. I know Colin Anderson's going to try to come back, I think, sometime next week and give us some more depth in the offensive line. And that's where the game's won and lost anyways up front.
Colin Anderson has played in about 1.5 games this year, and you'd love to have him back, of course, as a team captain. Big number 54. Saw him down there. He just interacted.
He's the leader of not just the O-line, but he's one of the leaders of the team. And hate that he gets the injury bug kind of snapped up and bit him again this year, but he's the leader of that group, and as he goes, they go. And when we get him going and get him healthy here for the long run we got going on, it means good things for us.
And you're seeing a lot of guys stepping up. Christian Teehee, Victor Vasquez has been in there, Manny Gonzalez, as well as Jordan Johnson and Imarion Edison and Tayshawn Nelson. A lot of guys have really been jumping in. And it's good to see. I mean, before the season, Coach was talking about, okay, he has 6 or 7 offensive linemen that he can go to. And now, with some injuries, you're really glad you have those guys to rely on. Bryson Duff, too. We have a report from Jeff Johns about the timeout and what they were calling in that timeout. But let's get this play on the 1st and 15. Another flag. And as the call, let's go down to Jeff. Jeff?
That timeout was mostly about assignments. When the coach moves different players around in different receiver spots, and he's fortunate that he has the talent in the receiver corps to be able to do that, sometimes that creates some confusion. There was a little bit too much there, and they called a timeout.
Okay, Jeff, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Another penalty called on Union. That is several so far today, and we'll get that number for you here in just a minute. But 1st and 20, going backwards after a positive drive, still in Yukon territory, and Union continues to go backwards on 2 straight penalties after the timeout, and Union going to try to go the other way here. 21-6, Redhawks up on the Millers on this Thursday night of fall break. Dylan Taylor drops back. This is going to go out short again to Stone Turner.
Don't lose so many yards.
He's been the man going east to west, now turns it north to south, but a little too late on that one.
Don't fault him for the effort, trying to get as much as he can. Just kind of kept losing too many yards to go forward, and we didn't get a whole lot out of it, but I still give the ball back to him.
Someone else to watch. We've seen Jackson McCrary taking a lot of snaps. Pat Thompson had a 58-yard catch. I mean, it's nice, as Jeff John said, to have those receivers and those guys really stepping into their roles.
I know the receiver coach, Coach Tristan Ridenauer, was in the press box the first part of the season and wanted to come down to connect with those guys a little bit more and get them more of give them some confidence as a group, be on the field with them, and showing up with the way the receivers are playing lately.
That's a 4-yard gain. This will be flipped out once again to Stone Turner. He's been the go-to, and that's why making something out of not much. The tackle at the end of the day was made, but not before Stone Turner made it a 3rd and manageable, and that's what you can ask for.
Well, it's a nice screenplay, but he took the 1 cut this time instead of 2 cuts. Take the 1 cut, get north and south, and got about 7-8 yards out of it. Really good right here.
Yeah,
and
nice.
Cut and go.
Nice replay, nice camera work from Megan, Andy, and this Union Sports Network crew here traveling the almost 2-hour trip to Yukon. Leading tackler Connor Cannon for the Yukon Millers made that stop. But we'll see, can Union be stopped on this drive? 3rd and 7, ball at the 32. Empty backfield. Dylan Taylor looking left, looking right, has a man, and it's just at the last minute. Had Pat Thompson, and then he did it. It looked like Yebbett in there on the breakup. Right there.
Or either just a hair late or just a hair soft on the throw, just a timing thing. Allowed the safety to come over there and knock it down. But, again, a good quality route, great protection. Dylan saw him, just a little bit of execution.
And that was the guy, Daniel Yebbett. You'll remember him. He made the one-handed grab earlier. He's playing at safety as well, both sides of the ball. 4th and 7, Union trying to make it 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions this game. Dylan Taylor stepping up in the pocket. Now he's going to take off. He has grass. He has green grass. Slides just in time for the 1st down. And, whoa, what a play. The evolution of Dylan Taylor. You're stepping in. You've been battling all summer with Skylar Mormon for the quarterback job. You get the job, and now you're doing this.
Yeah, again, it's just when he wasn't the quarterback for a couple of games, he doesn't sit over there and pout, and plays on some Monday nights and gets some confidence back and get some rhythm with the rest of the team, and is a good teammate and getting rewarded for it.
Ball at the 23. This is going to be Dylan Taylor to LJ McGee. McGee with a huge block picked up by Jordan Johnson, big number 73, the right tackle. You love to see this offensive line. Again, 483 yards rushing last week.
That doesn't happen by accident. I mean, the running backs are going to get theirs, but that happens from the guys up front doing their job and playing physical and staying on blocks and not letting go of guys early, and that's what those guys are doing up here. And then number 63, Christian T, comes in as the extra offensive lineman this time on the left side, at left guard here.
Part of that 6 to 7 man rotation on that offensive line that Coach Graham was talking about. 2nd and 4, ball at the 16. McGee again outside. Back to the inside, not going to get the first down, but they're only going to mark him a yard short. It will be about 3rd and 1.5. They're going to call it 3rd and 2 at the 16, with Union converting 2 fourth downs already. This is their 3rd trip to the red zone this game, and this offense, 3 games left in the season, it's nice to see them getting in their stride.
Sure is. This is, again, I'd like to see us make a play off of this right here, but it looks like we're probably going to line up in the formation and run power or play action and throw it out of it too. But got the extra offensive lineman, so we got 6 offensive linemen and Luke Wood, the tight end, up top. So we insert our will a little bit here.
21-6, Union trying to make it more. That's LJ at the 10, at the 5, still going on his feet, goes down at about the 4 or 3 yard line, depends on the spot. They're going to give him the 4 yard line. 1st and goal, Redhawks. In a game where they did not convert a 3rd down last week, they're picking up 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th downs.
It's a good cut by LJ, a real physical run there at the end, but big left tackle there, Amari and Edison holding his seal block on the backside allows that cut to happen where they're pulling guard left from.
Back in the shotgun is LJ back there with Dylan Taylor at the 4 yard line. High snap, handles it no problem. LJ's pushing for another touchdown after a 2 touchdown performance last week. Comes up 2 yards short. He is marked at the 2 yard line. 2nd and goal, Redhawks.
Again, that's the same play we've run a couple times. It's just power with the unbalanced offensive line, and it's a statement kind of play, and we'll take 2 yards at a whack right here. I'd take it. I'd run it again for 2 more yards, but we may try to give the ball to somebody else, give them a chance to score as well, get them involved in the game.
It's going to be Dylan Taylor back there with Tay Perry checking into the game with Thompson and Turner out wide left. The snap, the handoff, outside, still trying to get the edge, and Tay's going to be marked a yard short, gains a yard, but now the 3rd down for the Union Redhawks, trying to punch it in here as the tick, tick, tick clock keeps running in quite a fast-moving game so far. Union up 21-6 on the Millers, trying to make it 28.
And out of this formation, even though it looks like it's a running formation, we have some options here. The wide receivers are such wide split. You could throw a quick slant to Stone. You could just run a zone read with Tay as well, and Dylan could keep it over here to this side. And I think Yukon saw the same thing with the wide split of the wide receivers. Let's call timeout and talk about those options that Union has.
Coach Brent Barnes calls the timeout. We'll be right back. Union Sports Network.
For a huge 3rd down play.
Shields is now open at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, and we can't thank you enough for the warm welcome. Whether you love the great outdoors, sports, or fashion, Shields has something for everyone. Our passionate and knowledgeable Shields experts are excited to welcome you to explore thousands of brands and premium products. From our golf simulator, service shop, archery lanes, and more, we're ready to get you fitted with the best gear for you. We can't wait to see you at Shields.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Yukon defensive coordinator Coach Esau sending out a defense, trying to keep the Redhawks
we're back here, 4:15 left. Ball at the 1 for Union. We were just talking about the game going on in Bixby. It's a 64-0 Bixby against Enid in the second quarter.
You see the wide splits down here. We have the slant to Stone.
It's going to be a handoff, just jumping up the middle. The push, the pile, the call is a touchdown. Got in. Union once again, the 4th touchdown, 3rd on offense of this game, 27-6. Redhawks increasing their lead over the Millers.
Again, like I said, you have a lot of options there, but you also tell the offensive line, this is what we are, this is who we are, this is what we're made of. We can't get 1 yard, but really don't deserve it. And get behind your pads and get your pad level down. Let's go earn this 1 yard, and that's what we did.
Tay Perry punches it in for the Redhawks, and it looked like a Marion Edison getting up from the bottom of the pile there, one of the key guys in that pile. So 4:08 now, just left until halftime in a game that I think has really flown by. We're still under an hour, and Union has been taking care of business so far. Gavin Litchfield has 4 extra points with that make, 28-6 Union. So, boy, what a response drive. You now have picked them off twice. You had that touchdown, the scoop and score after the interception. I mean, just, again, second game in a row where I'm just seeing all phases.
Again, like I said, traveling on the road is hard. We haven't traveled this far on the road all year long, but it's all a byproduct of winning last week in the fashion that we did. Norman North was the team that had the record, and the team that was supposed to come in and beat us at home, and from the very beginning of that game, we weren't going to let that happen. And so this just carried over from all 4 quarters last week into this week, and we're going to travel on the road and go, be who we are. We're going to be Union and beat you because we're Union and we're better than you, and act that way, and that's how our kids are producing tonight and performing.
Union continuing to dominate Yukon after they got off to a big first half start, and Yukon came off really good in the second half last year, so Union does have to finish this game, but so far it's going great for the Redhawks. That drive, 14 plays, 62 yards, took almost 8 minutes off the clock, spanning 2 different quarters, and Tay Perry finished it off with the 1-yard run. Boy, Coach, I mean, an 8-minute drive, how about that? You're talking about the evolution of the offense. Okay, we can do a quick strike, we can do a 68-yarder with Stone Turner, and we can ground you down.
And that's what we did. Didn't have to throw the ball till it was 3rd down and throw a couple screens. We got behind the chains one time for a penalty, but the running game has been just as impressive tonight as last week.
Jeff Johns is down on the field. He has a report for us. Jeff?
Guys, a drive like that may not look super fun on film, but it sure does get the Hogs going. They are excited. They're pushing guys around, and it feels good to get those long, grinding drives for a touchdown.
Thanks, Jeff. That was a great report. And, when the file name came in as Hog Heaven, I thought, man, this is going to be something good here, Coach Jeff Brown.
Well, the offensive linemen love it. When you can run the ball, I mean, that's what they're built for, and that's what they take pride in. Pass blocking is not near as physically difficult as run blocking is. And when you run block somebody, you've kind of beat them a little bit. And that's their win for an offensive lineman, is being able to run the ball for 400 yards last week. That's their win. And they don't get their names in the paper, but they see 438 rushing yards. That's a win for the offensive line.
There's no question. We've got the backup quarterback again. If you're just joining us, the starter Wyatt Jones couldn't go, so this is going to be Berglund handing off in the backfield. And again, Union has met them in the backfield. The offensive line has had an injury. Big number 71, Knox Schulte, is out for Yukon, trying to run it up the middle and a no-go. Good tackle there.
That's a blitz right there. 2 guys off the edge, but it's the defensive line movement, and my man Dino right there. He's actually one that makes the play. He didn't get the tackle. Tucker Cook got the tackle, but Dino's movement across the face of the center forces the running back to cut back right into Tucker's lap, and that's a good blitz.
Dino on the sidelines now. DeMario Marzette coming in. It's going to be another quarterback pressure. Berglund getting off his back foot. He's been somewhat successful with that, but just too much pressure, trying to get it out to the running back. No good. Prince Shelburne couldn't get there. Again, credit the pressure.
Yeah, pressure's been there, and he's thrown off his back foot and thrown the ball up in the air, and just that's only going to be lucky for him once or twice.
It's 2nd and 10. Berglund has, for some of this game, been running for his life. Union has had a lot of backfield pressure. Now 3rd and 10 for the Yukon Millers. Down 28-6 to the Redhawks. Ball at their own 20 after a nice kickoff by Gavin Litchfield. We were doing the sideline reports, but Litchfield did kick it out of the end zone. Nice touchback, and now 3rd and 10 for this offense, and a big-time false start.
False
Looked
start.
like. I don't like to get ahead of myself, but it looked like wide receiver was about 10 yards downfield. I mean, I don't want to jump on
don't want to
Neil
state the
Ross.
obvious sometimes, but it's there.
And, hey, credit to that young man, number 1, Daniel
I'm not
Yebbitt.
so sure that we were lined up correctly there up front either. I think we had our front called, and Coach JB, Coach Jonathan Brandee, line coach over there, was kind of a little demonstrative. I'm glad we got the flag, but I don't think we were lined up right. We look lined up better right here.
Ooh, 3rd and 15. Got a break there. It was a false start called on Yukon. And now it is going to be Berglund again with pressure again, just crushed in the backfield. Again gets that pass off. It's caught by Khalil, and we'll see where the spot is, but they're spotting it short. They're spotting it short at the 30 right now.
It's going to be close. They're going to give it to him. They're going to give it to him by the nose, I guess.
Not going to do the measurement, just going to move on. Zayden Khalil with the second comeback catch where Berglund's thrown off his back foot, and that number 9's made some nice comebackers tonight.
Well, he knows where he's running to. Our guys are trying to run the route with him, and the ball comes up short, and it's just been fortuitous for them. But we'll take the pressure we're getting to him right now.
Ball at the 30 for Yukon. New set of downs, 28-6. Union all over him. They're really trying to get Prince Shelburne going against, again, a winless but a competitive Westmore team. Prince Shelburne did have 200 yards rushing. He's had fantastic games this year. So far, Shelburne 111 yards per game. And when you're talking about a 100-yard rusher, 669, you feel good when you're able to stop a 100-yard rusher.
Sure do. I mean, it's again a credit to our guys up front. 7 of the defenders we have up front in the box are really getting after right here, and stopping the run is something they hang their hat on as much as the O-line does when they run the ball.
That's number 3, Prince Shelburne. So now on first down, we've got rolling out, throwing to the left. It's going to be to number 9 again, Khalil. Looks like he made another catch. And this one, check, that's going to be to Elijah Kenley, the third-string quarterback who's already a wide receiver as well. A nice roll and catch. First down, Yukon.
Just didn't keep the integrity of the pressure there. And we got to kind of build a box around the quarterback and keep him in the pocket, and we let him scramble outside of that to his left, where left-handed quarterbacks don't throw the ball the best.
So ball now at the 48-yard line of Union. Yukon putting together one of their better drives of the game. They did have a nice 80-yard one to open it up with a Destry Lujan punch-in and a missed extra point, a blocked extra point. They've been silent since then, but Yukon getting their offense started. This game's far from over. Fake handoff, now going a pass, now moving up in the pocket and getting smashed. He did get about a yard, but met there right there at the 47-yard line by Logan Haney. Boy, it's good to see number 10 back out on the field.
Really good coverage by our secondary there. Nowhere for him to throw it to, and he scrambled ahead for a yard and a half, maybe 2 yards, and Logan can wrap him up and get him down.
2nd and 9. Ball now at the 47 for Yukon. Union up 28-6. Ball, the clock is under 2 minutes here to go in the first half. One of Yukon's, of course, final games of the season here on this fall break night. A beautiful evening. Started off 78 degrees. This is going to be Berglund, and he's going to go deep again. This is a moon ball way up for Yebbitt, and he drops it. Yebbitt had it, and he dropped it.
Continue to stop the run, make them one-dimensional, and then the secondary will eventually make some adjustments here at halftime to the underthrown footballs. We'll find a coverage that fits with that, and it'll play into our hands. But they're coming back to an underthrown ball, and it's about the only opportunities they've had so far, other than the one-handed fabulous catch in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Gary Heckard was right there. Obviously, if you make that catch, you're going to get hit immediately by number 15 in perfect position, and it was dropped. 3rd and 9 now for the Yukon Millers. Union trying to shut them down here. Again, pressure. Marzette breaks through, but it's going to be a running back pass to Prince Shelburne. Only 15 yards rushing tonight, and this is his biggest play of the night, and it's on a pass play. Makes it almost to the red zone. Another big gain for Yukon, and the Millers have found something on offense. Ball at the 23.
Yeah, it looks like it's a screen play, and it looks like the pressure's going to get through, but it's a screen. The offensive lineman get out front and make a couple blocks, and he's a good running back in space.
It's going to be Kenley out left with Khalil. This is going to be a handoff, and it's going to go to Prince Shelburne. That will put him at about 18 yards on the night on that 3-yard pickup, but a 100-yard rusher holding him to 18 yards. Union has been doing a lot of work in the running game, and like you said, Coach, you like to see this team be one-dimensional.
Like to make them one-dimensional to help our coverages.
Clock under a minute left to go in this first half. Yukon threatening in the red zone. It's Berglund under pressure again, goes deep, and the flag comes out. Oliver Smith on the coverage on Daniel Yebbett, but another flag thrown, and this looks like it'll be on Union.
It's been, you can see Oliver's jerseys pulled there as well. It's been physical with Oliver and Nibbit there, or Yibbit. And those calls in high school are going to go against the defense 9 times out of 10. The receiver has really been up in us, causing the penalty, but we're going to get it called against us about every time. Yep, you can see Oliver's jerseys pulled off of him.
Yeah, it is definitely a skew there. We'll put it that way. Lee Ross, the head referee, here's a call. That's going to be a half the distance penalty called against Oliver Smith. And the clock will continue. Now 48 seconds. The clock stopped on the dead ball. So it'll be 48 seconds left. 1st and 10. And the interesting part about this is being at the 11-yard line, Yukon can still get a first down here if they come up short.
This should help our coverages by condensing down here in the red zone.
It's going to be Berglund in the backfield, the backup quarterback, looking left. Pressure from Marzette, gets the pass off, and it's out of the back of the end zone. A nice play to try to bring it in, but another flag.
That's the thing, though. The ball's out of the back of the end zone. If we tackle him, he can't catch that in bounds. But you're going to, in high school, there's no such thing as uncatchable, and it's just, I'm not sure what's going to happen here.
Yeah, Zayden Khalil sold it, and we'll at least give him that. Number 9 sold it, had drugged the foot inbounds. Okay, I'm trying to catch it, and it's going to pay off for him. It looks like
4 yards outside the back of the end zone. Oh, they're going to call that on offense. They're good.
So little selling too much.
Yeah. Well, their receivers are physical with our guys, and it looks like we're the ones causing the penalties so much, but they're up in our face as much, and it just looks like we're causing the penalty, but they're being physical with us. Good call.
Not listing height and weights here, but Zayden Khalil, number 9, he's a big guy.
Yes, he is.
And that's a big receiver. Yebbett is more slender, but obviously very, very skilled, number 1. But number 9, almost a tight end look, and gets called for the offensive pass interference. Ball goes all the way back. A disastrous penalty for Yukon with 44 seconds left. Ball now goes back to the 26 when they were knocking on the door. This will be Berglund again looking to pass. A run-first team has been passing all night, and now Berglund's going to take off. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. Gets to the sticks almost, or gets back to the original line of scrimmage, I should say. So ball now back at the 11, but this time it's 3rd down for the Millers. 35 seconds.
They're in an empty set right there, and one of our checks out of the empty right here is a twist. And it puts the defensive tackle as the contained guy, and we're losing that battle athletically right now when the coverage has got it covered in. The defensive tackle can't get out there and contain the quarterback.
So check that. That is going to be 2nd and 9. Again, a first down still possible. Goes out of bounds. Clock stops. 35 seconds left. Ball is on the 10. But again, they're still saying the first down is possible here. So we've got Berglund in the backfield with Shelburne. Berglund turns, fakes it, and now he's going to pass it again. Goes up the middle, almost picked, and will it be caught in the end zone? The diving catch is good. Another catch for Daniel Yebbett. This time, the man who has not played in 3 games comes back big with a one-hander, and now a touchdown catch for the Yukon Millers.
Yeah, but again, he's not playing like a backup quarterback, not throwing it like one, and again, Yebbett there hasn't, like you said, hasn't played in a while, but he sure doesn't act like it.
And you saw Ian Castellanos underneath. Almost looked like he got a hand on that.
Did, yep.
Nice coverage, but just a great catch by Yebbett, his second spectacular catch at the game. So bringing now within 2 scores, the Yukon Millers is 28-12. Trying to bang home the extra point is Jonathan Haxton. He's had one blocked, but that one will go through. 28-13, Union on top of Yukon. Just 27 seconds left to go in this first half. So, Coach, on that drive, penalties called on both sides, but overall, what are you seeing from that drive defensively? And, Yukon drove it down too. Credit to their offense.
It is. Again, we've made them one-dimensional. We've stopped the run, but the ability for the quarterback to scramble, lose and contain out of when they're in empty, we're losing and contain. And then he does throw and catch fairly well. The quarterback, again, is not playing like a backup quarterback, so we're going to have to respect that. We did a good job last week with our coverages because we knew they were going to catch the ball really well. And so we may have to make some halftime adjustments here.
So on that play, that was Berglund to Yebbett for an 11-yard touchdown pass. overall, 11-yard drive, 11 play, 80-yard drive. Took 3:38 off the clock with only 27 seconds now left to go in this first half. An extended drive for Yukon puts them right back in the game after Union had gone up 28-6 on 3 unanswered touchdowns. Yukon answers, and now the kickoff coming from Jonathan Haxton, Yukon High School. While we're in a brief break here, we've got Edmond Memorial up 14-0 on Owasso in a gigantic district matchup. Edmond Memorial 14, Owasso nothing, and that is 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Game started at 7:30, so an upset brewing. This is going to be a high onside kick, fielded very nicely there by the third stringer. That's going to be Jeremy Foster out there. And I know, Coach, that we've lost some onside kicks like that, the high pop-ups, and just a heads-up play.
Sure was, and again, that's going to be coaching and working on some of those mistakes in the past that cost us early. But yeah, watching that one there, I mean, Edmond Memorial's for real. They're a quality team.
Edmond Memorial again, 14-0 up on the district leader, the Owasso Rams. As we had about 8 minutes left in the second quarter there in Owasso. Some other scores: Jenks up 28-14 on Deer Creek. Mustang up 24-7 on Edmond North, starting to pull away. And Edmond Santa Fe, the last place team in the district, up 28-0 on Westmore. We'll get
Santa
more
Fe is
scores.
the best-looking winless team
Boy.
You're going to see on the hoof. They are some good-looking dudes. How they're 0-6 is interesting.
Yeah, well, and it's just it's almost impossible. I mean, Jordan Kennedy, their quarterback, goodness, he looks like a baller out there.
Defensive end going to any school he wants to in the country, and I mean they got some good-looking cats and just been snake bit, I guess.
10 seconds and counting. We'll see what happens here. If they go big, they're going to go out to Jordan Abington, who had a nice week last week with 3 catches. They're going to say he stayed in bounds, and that will be the halftime break. 28-13, Union dominating Yukon. And they will, yes, they will indeed send the teams to the locker room. 28-13, Union dominating Yukon here. But Yukon making an 80-yard drive to end this half. We will come back with more, give you a halftime show here. You can sit back and enjoy it. They're going to have a cash field goal kick, a 20-yarder. Somebody's going to walk home with cash here in Yukon. Yeah. We'll be back with a first half wrap and with the third quarter after this.
Select Commercial Group, a part of Coldwell Banker Select, is a highly reputable and professional firm specializing in commercial real estate services. David Roberts heads up the group with over 40 years of management experience and over 20 years in the real estate market. Sarah Bergeson, Scott Job, Jason Smith, Amy Bauman are skilled professionals that are poised to help you achieve your goals. Select Commercial Group treats their clients like family. With a wealth of experience and expertise in the industry, they are dedicated to providing exceptional services to clients seeking commercial real estate solutions. Whether you are looking to buy, sell, lease, or invest in commercial properties, their expertise covers various sectors, including office spaces, retail properties, industrial facilities, and more. Select Commercial Group is the go-to partner for all your commercial real estate needs. Call 918-695-6979 or 918-394-0700. A sponsor of the Union Red Hawks.
When summer heats up and your AC isn't working right, be cautious of being pressured into a replacement.
It's always a good idea to get a second opinion, and Airco will let you know if your AC is worth fixing.
So call Airco today for a free second opinion.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Hey Union fans, score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Union Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
Shields is now open at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, and we can't thank you enough for the warm welcome. Whether you love the great outdoors, sports, or fashion, Shields has something for everyone. Our passionate and knowledgeable Shields experts are excited to welcome you to explore thousands of brands and premium products. From our golf simulator, service shop, archery lanes, and more, we're ready to get you fitted with the best gear for you. We can't wait to see you at Shields.
Does your school or organization need athletic apparel or spirit wear? Let me suggest Inkwell, a Tulsa-based company that can get you the quality you deserve at unheard of and unmatched lead times. Talking 2 weeks or less, not 2 months like most others, and can do it as much as 60% less than most of the big guys out there. So join the likes of Sand Springs, Union, Broken Arrow, Jinx, Oolaga, and Glenpool, to name a few, and get your customized sublimated uniforms, including Under Armour, Nike, or Adidas at InkwellNation.com.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Loan, personal or business banking services, personal loans, and more. Our objective is to serve our customers to the best of our ability and to be part of the growth and prosperity of our region. We are here to serve our neighbors. How may we help you? F&M Bank Yukon, serving generations of Oklahomans.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, F&M Bank is here sponsoring Kicks for Cash once again. Here, one lucky fan gets a chance to kick for $250. All right. Good evening.
Good evening, Yukon. We are thrilled to be here and be a part of the halftime show. Very happy to serve such an amazing community and Yukon Public Schools. Let's give it up for Braden, who's got a chance at $250. Let's see what you can do.
Hey, what do you say? One more try? All right, one more time.
Man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking
smart man if I keep my feet planted to the earth. Cause the people that hurt can understand it. You speaking outlandish, I'ma show you how to make it all work. Another planet is a short-term goal for me. A record soul for me. It's just more of me in your ear. For you to hear Kendrick persevere. Defenses I fear relentless.
And we're back here from Yukon, Oklahoma at Miller Stadium. Union 28, Yukon 13 at the half. Union is outrushing Yukon 122-45, but Yukon 140 through the air in Union with 105 pass yards. That is Dylan Taylor's line, 7 for 10, 105, 2 touchdown passes, including a 68-yarder to Stone Turner. Tristan Berglund, the backup quarterback, called to start for the first time this season for Yukon, 7 for 12. He's thrown 2 picks to Dejon and Oliver, but he has 140 yards and a touchdown. He has 136 passing yards going into this game, Coach, 140 in the first half. Tristan Berglund has been a force to be reckoned with, the backup quarterback.
Yeah, and like we kind of talked about, it sure feels like they've thrown for a whole lot more. And even though, they're only 30 yards more than we have, it feels like they've thrown for a whole lot more yards. And some of his throws have been under duress, and we've got some coverages that we can hopefully tweak and help control some of that. And again, as Dave talked about here, the hidden stat is they're 4 for 4 on third down. A couple of those are from penalty. A couple of those are from just losing contain and him being able to scramble, get a first down.
We also had Jeff Johns in the locker room, and he's coming out now. And Jeff, what did Coach Graham have to say?
He tried to thread it in there.
Guys, Coach Graham's halftime message was simple. Finish. He hasn't seen his Redhawks play 4 solid quarters of good football. So even though that first half was excellent and there was a lot of good to build on, he wants to see them finish strong, execute early in this third quarter, and have a great second half. Back to you.
Jeff, thank you very much. We appreciate that. And, Coach, I can't help but look at the running yards. I mean, they have a 111-yard rusher a game. He's a 100-yard-a-game guy. 8 carries for 17 yards for their number 1 running back, Prince Shelburne. What are you seeing defensively for the Union Redhawks? Kane Brackney, leading tackler. What are you seeing defensively for the Redhawks that's stopping their lead running back?
Well, I'll go back to just last week. Coach Foster and the defensive staff, he's defensive coordinator and the defensive staff, put a game plan together last week to stop the pass with coverage because they were a great wide receiver and thrown for a bunch of yards. And the game plan tonight has been able to stop the run. And the run blitzes that we're working through and the movements that we've had with the 2 guys off the edge and the kind of a blitz pattern that we're moving up front. And it's worked. We've stopped the run. And that's what we're committed to doing. And so now you have to, as the coordinator, make adjustments and balance that a little bit. What kind of coverage can I run that can help us with some stuff and still stop the run out of that? And I know he'll be able to do that.
You also look at our side, on Union side, L.J. McGee coming off of a fantastic career performance, 136. He's on his way again, a nice first half. L.J. McGee, 9 rushes for 71 yards. Tay Perry, 8 rushes for 26, but he had that 1-yard punch in there with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. The scoring, Castellanos started it off with a 6-yard fumble recovery on a kickoff, 7-0. Union. Then Destry Lujan punched it in for Yukon, blocked PAT. Then it was Stone Turner, 68-yard touchdown pass. Stone Turner, 10-yard touchdown pass. Tay Perry with the 1-yard run. And then the final score was Daniel Yebbett on that 10-yard pass from Tristan Berglund. And that is how we get to 28-13 in this district game. Second place in the district is essentially at stake. Union is tied with several teams for this district, but it looks like we're going to have to keep up with Edmond Memorial. They're beating Owasso right now at halftime, 14-7. Boy, Edmond Memorial, that's the final game of the season for Union. I mean, you can't look ahead, but that looks like a great team.
We've got several games that we can't look ahead to right now, and again, this second half of football need to play it like the first half, but our district's loaded with some quality football teams.
Owasso 3-0 in districts for now, but Edmond Memorial trying to pull the upset, making the long bus ride to Owasso today and playing on this Thursday night of fall break. So Jonathan Haxton will kick it off from the 40 for the Yukon Millers. It's going to be Tay and Stone Turner back deep. The kick goes close to the end zone, and yes, it'll be well out of bounds, well out of the end zone. So 28-13. So first offensive series for Union, of course, to receiving this second half kick. What are you looking for Union here, Coach?
A little bit of the same in the front. When you run the football, the offensive line gets better. And just to prove that, hey, we're the bigger, badder, tougher dudes up front. And continue to see more of the same, and then give Dylan some opportunities to make some safe throws and get the ball in the hands of Stone Turner.
And you'd love to see that drive, 14-play, 62-yard drive that took 7 minutes and 50 seconds in that second quarter. Golly, that is something. We also just found Owasso just scored. So it was actually just at the halftime break, just before halftime, Owasso scored. It's 14-13 Edmond Memorial. Back to the action here. This is going to be Tay Perry. Bouncing it out left, once again, makes a hard run, everything going positive and forward. And Tay Perry, after the slow start in the first half, 8 carries, 26 yards, 3.2 a carry. That's the way to get it started.
Yeah, but he's still running with that burst and that bounce and that step.
14-14, by the way, Owasso and Edmond Memorial there at the half. So this is going to be the play, and at 28-13, that's going to be an incomplete pass. 3rd down and 4 to go for Union on the incomplete after a nice first half, 7 for 10 for Dylan Taylor. Union going to see what they have here.
Yeah, Stone tried to make his move there in his mind before he had the ball caught, and what am I going to do right here, and took off without the football.
11:31 left. We're just into this third quarter as Dylan Taylor is now in the backfield. The pass out left. This is going to go to Jackson McCrary, making it up past the 35-yard line. And he's a big guy, a big target, and just one of those guys is going to help your quarterback out.
And really, that's a good call. If they're going to play soft coverage, just run a 5-6-yard hitch, throw him the football. Their guy can't get there in time, we'll take the first down. Take that all the way down the field. Most offensive coordinators won't throw it all the way down the field, but if the soft coverage is there, take it.
4 for 4 on 3rd down conversions in the first half, and Union converts another 3rd down there. They were 5 for 7, on 3rd down conversions in the first half, and they convert a big one there. This is going to be a handoff to Tay Perry past the 40-yard line, finishing downfield there, and now that's going to be about a 5-yard pickup for Union, 2nd and 5.
And just Tay running behind his pads. He runs a little angry at times, and still love to see the offensive line, bullies people around right here.
Union continues to move forward. Drive started on their own 20, hoping to end it in the end zone. 28-13, Redhawks up on this 2nd and 5. Dylan Taylor in the backfield, and it's going to be Pat Thompson and Stone Turner wide out right. Jackson McCrary out left. The handoff once again out of the shotgun, and it is Tay Perry getting stopped. A whole host of tacklers, including the big man Destry Lujan. Also in the bottom of the pile there, Connor Cannon, who's the leading tackler for Yukon. So Yukon going to try to stop Union here on this 3rd down and 2. Union 6 for 8 in 3rd down conversions so far in this game, and a lot has been going right offensively for the Redhawks tonight.
Again, like you said in the first half, a whole lot of positive plays, very few negative plays, which makes it 3rd and manageable.
Ball at the 44. Union trying to cross that 1st down marker. Another handoff to Tay, and he will be cut down just short. It'll somewhat depend on the spot of where they're going to go for it from, but you got to think, you've been perfect from 4th down 2 weeks in a row. You've been great on 4th down, no question, but to go for it here.
I'm glad we haven't, but we haven't called Destry's number too much tonight, but that was a good shoestring tackle, or that's a 5-yard pickup, an easy 1st down. But again, luckily I haven't called his name a whole lot tonight, called his number.
We'll see what the Redhawks do. Quick punt. If it's going to be a handoff here, they're back in shotgun, and that is Dylan Taylor back there. He is going to hand it off, and bursting through the line is that Yukon Miller, Caden Cannon, the number 1 leading tackler, and the Millers with a gigantic 4th down stop. Connor Cannon bursting through, and Yukon takes over in Union territory, down 28-13.
Yeah, they had a blitz run through by the linebacker. You can kind of see on the replay there, we didn't have enough guys to block that right there, and
boy, number 23, just bursting through. He has been so big for this team. When you talk about Destry Lujan, it can't just be him on this linebacker core, and 23 has been key for the Millers. So the drive stops short on the 4th and short, and now Tristan Berglund and this Yukon Millers offense will take over with 3 minutes past in this 3rd quarter. The handoff goes to Prince Shelburne, the big running back. The number 1 running back has his biggest gain of the night, gaining steam there. They're going to give him the 1st down, 10-yard run for Prince Shelburne, number 3.
That might be that is their longest run of the night.
Silas Cozart up front. Demario Marzette is in defensively. Looks like Rocky Bright out there as well. Rion Williams, Kane, Tucker. 1st and 10 for the Millers. It's fumbled. It's back in Berglund's hands, but going backwards. And that one is ended immediately by the game's leading tackler, Kane Brackney. Ball's on the ground. Berglund picks it back up, and Brackney is right down there to take him back down.
Yeah, put him behind the chains right here. Make him one-dimensional, and see if we make some adjustments with our coverages.
140 yards passing in situations just like this in the first half. A lot of passes that were thrown short that receivers came back to, but nevertheless, give him credit, Berglund throwing off his back shoulder under duress a lot of this night, and this is where he has thrived in situations like this. 2nd and 17, again Berglund back, throwing left. Looking left, it's picked up by number 1, Daniel Yebbett. He makes a cut, and he's inside the 20, at the 15. Oliver Smith chasing him down at the 5, and number 1, Daniel Yebbett, coming off a 2-game absence, steps right back in, picks up where he left off, and that is a 34-yard catch and run by Yebbett.
Just throws a strike. Rion Williams was just about underneath that to knock it down again, and almost isn't counting for us, and just a throw and catch. He's throwing with confidence. Doesn't play like a backup quarterback.
Nice cutback by Yebbett there. So it is going to be 1st and goal for the Yukon Millers at the 6-yard line. Union still up 28-13, but it's less comfortable now that Yukon has stopped us on a 4th down and is at this drive right now. Going backwards is Prince Shelburne. A nice defensive stop by a host of Red Hawks, including Rocky Bright, including Tucker Cook. It's great to see 44. I mean, a young man who's leading the team in sacks, Rocky Bright. Wow.
Tons of potential and huge upside as a sophomore and getting to play a lot of reps this year. Well, he's going to be nothing but a really good player in the future.
So forward progress, they're going to only knock him back a couple yards. It'll be 2nd down, goes from about the
They got
3.
big 14 in their tailback.
It's going to be Destry Lujan has a touchdown already in this game. This will be a quarterback keeper up the middle for Tristan Berglund. Tries to go forward, and as Destry Lujan was pushing the pile forward in the first quarter, Berglund going the other way. Another nice defensive stop, and Jaden Forbes, bottom of the pile.
Yeah, that's 11-on-11 football, and that's always dangerous when the quarterback runs behind a bruising fullback there. Credit to our guys, didn't bend right there and don't break, and I'm looking for some play action and a pass maybe right here.
3rd down, ball at the 2-yard line on the forward progress. Destry Lujan, the big linebacker, running back who's going to Western Colorado next year. One of the few college recruits on this team, actually. 3rd and goal, handoff goes to Lujan, and no, it's going to be blown dead.
There's a penalty there. Oh, they're going to call offsides on us. How is the corner offsides?
The call. All right, half the distance, so it goes from the 2 to the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line. Yukon will try it again. Union has made it hard. Very few yards per carry on this drive. Union going to try to stop Lujan in this offense here. Number 9 coming in late on the left side. The snap to Berglund, the handoff to Lujan, and he's in. The 2nd touchdown of the night for the number 1 player, you could argue, on this team talent-wise. Destry Lujan can do it all, and Destry punches it in for Yukon, down 28-19 now, closing the gap with the Red Hawks.
Makes this a 1-score game.
And at this point, too, I mean, Coach, you look at what happened there. They were working with a short field. On the 4th down conversion, Union came up just short. A great, just shot it through the middle with Connor Cannon, and then working with a short field, Yukon will punch it in. Extra point pending for Jonathan Haxton of the Yukon Millers. The snap, the hold.
Almost got it blocked.
And
good effort there.
Barely through. That PAT was blocked earlier in the first quarter, almost once again.
There's Rion Williams there coming through, and lays out, and I may have just gone right between his hands.
Golly, he was just right there, wasn't he? Yeah, 28-20, Yukon down by 8.
That gets blocked, and it's a 2-score game, but as it stands right now, it's just a 1-score game. So Again, I give our offense some time back here. Let's regroup and rally and put together a 6-minute drive right here and go score.
Because on that one, that was a 6-play, 42-yard drive. It was a short field, but Yukon just grinding it out. 3 minutes it took to get all the way down there. So Union still showing plenty of signs of life on defense. They were just able to get the huge pass pickup. I mean, that catch by Yebbitt was kind of everything on that drive. They had the nice 10-yarder by Prince Shelburne, who hadn't done much all night, and then the big old pass by Yebbitt. He looks like he's really stepping into it after shaking off some rust.
Sure does.
Number 1, the leading wide receiver for the Yukon Millers this year, coming into the game, had 16 for 291 and 3 touchdowns. That is now 14 unanswered points for Yukon. Remember, Union went up with 3 touchdowns of their own in a row, went up 28-6, and since then, Yukon has come back, in a couple of Union drives have faltered. Still, though, Coach, no punts yet in this game.
Yeah, if you hadn't said that, I wouldn't have even believed it.
It's been all scoring and all going for it on 4th down. So that is going to be a touchback as Union will take the field after a drive that came up just short. So you had some things working in the last drive, come up 1 yard short when the linebacker just shoots the gap. What do you do here on offense?
Oh, don't point at that. Sorry, I got distracted there.
Richard keeps showing us this Bixby game. It's now 85-0 on a running clock, we assume. Bixby and Enid in the 4th quarter.
Good gosh.
Richard, stop pointing. No, and it's 14-14, Edmond Memorial at half against
we got to keep being us
yeah.
right here and keep being our identity, keep running the football and stay ahead of the chains, and we're going to have good things happening for us.
Dylan Taylor in the backfield after a nice first half. He's going to flip it out to Stone Turner. It was a little bit ahead of him, but he still corrals it, and Stone Turner continues his night after a really nice first half. Stone Turner, 4 catches, 91 yards in just the first half with a pair of touchdowns, and that Dylan Taylor, Stone Turner connection really working.
And that's a safe, easy throw. Again, it's just a 5-yard hitch or a short slant right there, and they're going to give you the soft coverage. Dylan's got the confidence to throw that strike.
2nd and 4 on the 6-yard pickup. Dylan Taylor has 3 backs, 3 wide receivers out left, and L.J. McGee in the backfield. It will be a handoff. Looked like it may be a direct snap to L.J. McGee. He's going to get a nice spot at the 31-yard line, and that'll be really close to a first down. They're going to go ahead and move the chains. First down, Redhawks.
First downs are as important as anything on a game like tonight. We got to get it back to a 2-score lead here.
That clock still continues to move as the 3rd quarter has gone by now. 5.5 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. There's been 1 score and 2 offensive possessions for Union. This is their 2nd offensive possession after Yukon took a huge chunk of time on their first offensive possession of the 3rd quarter. On the first down throw, Dylan Taylor has Stone Turner deep. Now he goes short and overthrows the receiver. Really, Abington kind of fell down there, and the ball sailed on him.
Yeah, kind of moved out of his comfort zone, had some pressure on him, and wasn't sure he was going to get the ball to Jordan, and just wasn't his best throw.
Braden Holiday in the backfield there was close to the ball. Now 2nd and 10. Union up 8 on Yukon here in this district matchup. Game number 7 of the season, with 3 more after this and 1 more home game left. That will be October 30th, by the way, if you haven't made it out to Union Tuttle Stadium. October 30th, the last home game coming up. This is going to be a pass flipped out left. It looks like it's going to be Abington in a nice pickup. And Coach, I keep looking at Abington, and I'm seeing this is a guy who continues to catch the ball, and he just gets caught, shoestring tackle. Aren't you just thinking the same thing?
Well, there's a reason why we're trying to get him the ball. The coaches see something from him probably every day in practice that he makes one guy miss, and he's an explosive athlete. Again, I see these kids in the hall at school and different aspects of their daily lives, and he's another kid that's smiling all the time, yes or no sir kid, and you want to see him have a lot of success.
So Abington continues to get better as the season goes on. That is another nice tackle. Who else? Destry Lujan in the background cuts down L.J. McGee. And in a game last week against Norman North where Union had no negative rushing plays, now you're starting to see some of the linebackers for Yukon getting in the backfield on us a little bit.
They are finding the run-throughs. That was a pin and pull play right there, so both guards are going to pull and try to kind of a sweep action, and the inside linebackers hitting the run-through and catching us.
On a 2nd and 12 now, ball at the 39-yard line. Dylan Taylor takes a snap. Now he's going to run out right. Has a guy coming full speed. That's Lujan again. Almost a sideline catch by Stone Turner. Lujan got the hit on him, and there is a flag down as Stone Turner darn near made that catch out of bounds.
It's going to be a hold against us.
That'll be a hold against Union. As they said, Lee Ross has made that indication already. So that will take it back, either be declined or accepted. We'll see here. Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So that'll be still 3rd and long. You either do a 2nd and 17 or a 3rd and long, and Coach Barnes chooses to do 3rd and long. So 3rd and 12.
Yukon's not a big blitz team. They're not a heavy pressure team, so I don't see us running a screen necessarily right here. You like to run screens if they're going to bring some pressure, but they're going to play some coverage.
Dylan Taylor will take the snap. He's looking for the open man on the pass, finds a man downfield, and it's wide open. Stone Turner, when you need a 3rd and 12, it's Stone all day. East and west a little bit, but goes north and south plenty. At the 25-yard line, a big pickup for Stone. 31-yard pass play, well over 100 yards for the night. And Stone Turner, look at this catch, Coach.
Yep, that's just a good crossing route against the zone. He finds the open window and sits down in there, and Dylan found him.
So Stone Turner at the 25-yard line finally brought down a 3rd and 12 conversion. Mark that. It's 28-20. Yukon had Union on the ropes, and you pick up a 3rd and 12 like that. Mark that as the course of this game goes along. Stone Turner not going silently there, takes the handoff and kind of gives somebody the hand there out of bounds. Maybe Basabe, number 5, who was the leading tackler in the first half. Trevor Basabe has had a nice season in the backfield for the Millers, and Stone Turner fighting for extra yards. You like to see it.
Yep, it just becomes a sweep play, and he wasn't going to go down without a fight there.
2nd and 9, they'll give him a yard. Ball at the 24. Union knocking on the door of the red zone, up by 8 on Yukon here on this Thursday night of fall break. Dylan Taylor, it's the handoff to Tay. Tay looking for some daylight. He finally breaks free, dragging defenders coming down at the 11-yard line. Boy, Tay Perry running with that conviction. First down, Union.
That's just fun to watch him run the football.
17-yard pickup, and as you take a look at this, Tay Perry continues to bounce it outside, and against a defense that has had some success, Tay Perry, you can't bring him down with one guy, and it's just nice to have really 2 running backs like that on Union's team with Tay and LJ.
Sure is.
So LJ is going to be Tay. It's still in the game. Going to keep him in the game after a 17-yard run. This is going to be a quick pop pass to Stone Turner. Gets by 1, gets by 2, trying to get by 5 more, and he is swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage there on trying to start something there. It'll be second down in about 12. Union going backwards on that one after the nice play, but still knocking on the door here, Coach. You'd love to punch it in.
Yeah, just trying to compare, Yukon to what we saw last week, and Yukon's defense is, if not better, as good as Norman North's defense.
No question, and they have the linebacker core to back it up with Big Destry Lujan in there and Connor Cannon and all kinds of guys that fill up space quickly. 2nd and 11, ball at the 13. This is going to be a fake reverse. Now it's going to be a pass. End zone for Tay Perry, stretching full extension, just overshoots him. I like where they're going with it. I mean, throwing to Tay on a route like that.
Really love the play action and holds everybody and holds the safeties and holds the linebackers. The ball was just a hair too tall for Tay.
And it's also one of those things where you get Jordan Avington involved. So that was the fake reverse. So everybody's watching him because he's that speedster guy, right?
Yep.
And taking their eyes off.
It's a great play call and executed just about really, really well. The ball was just a hair too tall from Dylan.
So that's going to be a 3rd and 11 rather, ball on the 13. Union can still pick up a first down if they hit the 2-yard line. Dylan Taylor on another 3rd and long, second of this drive,
Good
open,
throw.
End zone, touchdown, Union. Stone Turner, the helmet pops off, and it doesn't matter, his 3rd touchdown of the day, and this has turned into the Stone Turner show. When you think they're just going to run it and follow up to 284-yard performance, 3 passing touchdowns for Dylan Taylor, Coach.
Again, that's a good answer after we got stopped on 4th down a while ago, and they go score. We go right back down the field and answer. really good throw and catch by Dylan. Again, his confidence, the throw before that was a little high, didn't phase him a bit. He goes out and throws a strike right here and scores a touchdown on 3rd down.
Dylan Taylor coming into his own, 2 major third and long conversions on that drive, and that was the last of which. Litchfield is going to punch it through now 35-20. And, I say open. Really, that was good coverage by Daniel Yebbett. Number 1, had Stone Turner. It was kind of like the college open or the NFL open. Just that window. You love to see this progression of Dylan Taylor.
Absolutely. That was just as confident as throws you're going to see from anybody as a high school quarterback. And again, I don't think, 6 weeks ago that Dylan makes that kind of throw with that kind of, zip on the football and not feeling like it's going to be something bad going to happen from it. So he's come a really long ways, as all of our team has so far this year.
We can't see it enough here, 35-20. After Union gave up 14 unanswered points, they marched right down the field on a really nice-looking drive, 12 plays, 80 yards. 3 minutes and 47 seconds go off the clock. And so far in this game, by our count, that is the 4th 80-yard drive. So really, both teams putting together long drives, and Union using the passing attack. 2 key 3rd and long conversions on that drive alone, a 3rd and 12, a 3rd and 11, and both of those converted with the Dylan Taylor to Stone Turner connection.
It's one of these funny things. The first team that punts tonight's going to lose.
Right.
Nobody's punted tonight. The first team that punts is probably losing this football game.
Stone Turner, by the way, he punts too. He's a 38-yard punt type of guy, and he kind of does it all just like Lujan on their team. This is going to be a kickoff to Yukon, number 13. He's going to really show some speed at the 30, the 32. Yukon not had a lot of luck on special teams this year, but you just look at these guys, Coach, and again, a 3-3 team. Yukon has 1 win against a 6A1 opponent. The other 2 wins were against Putnam City and at Sapulpa. But this is a team, doesn't look like a 1-2 district team. Looks like just athletes all over the field.
They sure do, and like I said, I think they're as good defensively as Norman North was last week. Our district, I don't know if the other 6A district is near as quality as ours is top to bottom. I'm not saying that every team in our district is a playoff contender, but it's not that you're just going to show up and win every night either.
Yeah, I mean, you look, Bixby beat Enid 92-0 tonight. Ended up, it looks like probably a running clock there at the end, 92-0. But the floor of Union's district.
Oh, gets a turnover. There we go.
That's the 4th turnover by Yukon in the 4th recovery. 2 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions and look at that. Logan Rowe, his first big statistic of the year, doesn't have a sack, doesn't have a big tackle for a loss, but always shows up as Berglund is now hobbling off the field on the fumble play. Logan Rowe, a huge fumble recovery here for the Redhawks. Look at this.
Yeah, just kind of a mishandled snap right there. And again, there's 6 white shirts right there as soon as the ball was snapped. So that play wasn't going anywhere even if he handled the snap. But good for Logan.
And it doesn't surprise you that Kane Brackney sticks his nose in there as he continues to progress.
Absolutely.
Good golly. He's a good one to have on our side. So a short field now. Dylan Taylor and this offense have to work with kind of back in that diamond running back formation at Yukon's 28 after the mishandled snap, and their backup quarterback, Tristan Berglund, number 17, did come hobbling off the field. That is something to monitor. They hand off to Tay Perry.
There we go.
Inside,
we're gonna
outside,
get a flag.
and a flag. There will be a flag as Tay Perry had already got past the first down. A flag in the backfield, and then his helmet pops off, and another flag comes in.
You looked in our backfield there. We had Tay at tailback, and LJ and Rayon Williams were the fullbacks right there. And I don't know, sure, you can do all kinds of stuff out of that diamond formation. Those 3 guys back there are scary.
The second flag was downfield after Tay Perry's helmet popped off on the first down run.
I think you're going to get a holding on us, but I think the other penalty is probably going to be on Yukon.
Offsetting penalties on, you wonder sometimes why guys' helmets come off. Sometimes they're a little loose. No question why the helmet came off there. It was ripped off.
Yeah. It's still warm tonight for end of October. Everybody's sweating. When you get sweaty, the helmet's a little loose anyway. But yeah, that was pulled off of it.
It was 78 degrees at game time, and we have this western Oklahoma wind. 13-mile-an-hour wind feels like 30. It's just it's just windy out here, and that's kind of calmed down a little bit. But again, another warm start now down to 72 degrees on this middle of October. Unbelievable weather we've been having. So on the replay of the first down, that's going to be darn near close to what he did the first time. About an 8-yard run on that one for Tay. They're going to give him 6. Second down and 4.
I think we're in Gavin Litchfield range here if we don't get the first down with the score the way it is, give him a chance to kick one, but we may have 2 downs to get the first down as well.
Clock keeps going. 1:43. Union in control after giving up 14 unanswered. Get back on track with a nice-looking drive. They do give Tay 7 on that, I should say. So 2nd and 3, ball near the red zone. Handoff goes to LJ. Going back inside at the 15, running over defenders, finally bringing him down, is the guy who's been making really all the tackles tonight, Connor Cannon. And Basabe has had a nice game, number 5, but Connor Cannon, number 23, playing his heart out. Just another example of the big plays that Union had last week, the 90-yard runs. It's because of these linebackers that they've held us somewhat in check on the big plays anyway.
They're really good tacklers, but I like this 3-back offense that we're doing. We have so many options. Again, look, there's Rion there, there's LJ, and there's Tay. I mean, we have so many things we can do out of this that it's tough on our defense, and now we're going to shift the formation with our best players out there as well.
Ball at the 14 for the Red Hawks. 1st and 10. Man in motion is Tay.
Oh,
it will be a pass.
He was open early.
He got him, and now he'll still keep the ball. Dylan Taylor now rolling right after he misses Stone on that one, getting really close to Tay on that pass, but there's a flag. There's going to be a flag on that. Passed it to Tay, and Tay's the ball going to pick it up way out on the track. So he's coming back in bounds, and we will wait on the call from crew chief Lee Ross.
The shift out of the 3-back to where we lined up, the play action hold him. Dylan didn't see Stone. Stone was open really early, but you got to put it on him early, and Dylan just didn't see him, and then scrambled out trying to make a play out of it.
That's going to be in illegal hands or offensive pass interference. Either one, it's going on Union.
Yeah, that's
so Union going back forward. Union is going backwards on the push there. So 2nd down now for Union. Again, it's not it's not 2nd and goal yet. You can still get the first down if you get to the 4-yard line for Union, but going back 10 yards, not going to help here. 6 penalties accepted against Union in the first half, 3 against Yukon, and there have been a few now in the second half so far as we come up to 44 seconds left in this third quarter.
Doesn't make this an obvious passing down, but we have some time to still run the football here. We don't have to get it all back in one play.
1st and 20 on the run. It's going to be LJ McGee. He's going to get it close to the red zone, now 23 yards. And I should say, a 23-yard line. There have now been 8 penalties called against Union and still 3 against Yukon on that earlier correction. So 35 seconds, clock continues to run, and I think, play clock is ahead, so you have to run a play here, but you're happy to just let this go.
We do. But again, we don't have to get all this back on this play either. We can still get a first down. We have plenty of opportunities here to get the ball inside the 20, and it should be automatic Gavin Litchfield range too.
2nd and 16 as the clock continues to count down. The 24-yard line, Taylor back to pass, looking downfield, has a man open, touchdown. Another one for Stone Turner. That is number 4. No flags on the field, and Union has crossed the 40-point barrier now, and we still have an entire fourth quarter to go with 1 second left on the third quarter clock. It's Taylor to Turner.
It's zone coverage. They're not bringing any pressure at all. Dylan has shown a lot of patience the last couple of weeks, and a lot of patience there tonight. Doesn't take off running when there's nothing open. Just wait. Stone will find the open window in the zone, and he does, and Dylan just puts the ball right on him.
After 14 unanswered by Yukon, now Union is 13 unanswered, trying to make it 14 with this PAT, and the kick is good. So with 1 second, we'll keep it right here, 42-20. What are you liking out of this offense? Because, Yukon comes out, stops Union on the 4th down, goes down, scores on a short field, and then Union just responds.
I just like the growth that we're showing. The maturity at the quarterback position, whether it's Skyler or whether it's Dylan right now. The growth and maturity of the offensive line, taking our lumps early against some really quality teams. They've grown up, come a long ways. We're finding our identity as well, too. What we can run with the football. LJ and Tay are running with their hair on fire a little bit. Again, you can see the patience of Dylan right here and waiting for Stone to find the open window in the zone coverage. I really like it.
That is 4 touchdown passes for Dylan Taylor. So after LJ and Tay's career night rushing last week, this has been Dylan Taylor's night as the run has really set up the pass. Dylan Taylor having an unbelievable night as is Stone Turner, because that's all been the combo. This is their 4th touchdown pass, Taylor to Turner, 4th time I've said that tonight. That was a 4-play, very short yard drive, so 28 yards after the fumble recovery, 2:29 off the clock. So it's not even a quick strike. I mean, it's a 2:29 on 28 yards. You're still winding that clock down and scoring at the end of it, 42-20. Logan Rowe, want to give him a shout out to his first fumble recovery of I believe his varsity career, and to see number 42 down there. It's great to see Logan Rowe out there continuing, 43, to continuing to make difference.
Again, with a game like this, the things are going our way. Every one of these 10 guys here in white for us ought to be a race to the football right here. Who's the first guy down there?
42-20 as the kickoff goes on the left side, and it's going to be Yukon returning it at the 23-yard line and now going nowhere, coming in big time. Winning that race that Coach Brown was talking about was who else? Cannon Farquhar. So that is the end of the third quarter. We'll start in the fourth quarter after this. 42-20 Union Sports Network. Union up.
Select Commercial Group, a part of Coldwell Banker Select, is a highly reputable and professional firm specializing in commercial real estate services. David Roberts heads up the group with over 40 years of management experience and over 20 years in the real estate market. Sarah Bergeson, Scott Job, Jason Smith, Amy Bauman are skilled professionals that are poised to help you achieve your goals. Select Commercial Group treats their clients like family. With a wealth of experience and expertise in the industry, they are dedicated to providing exceptional services to clients seeking commercial real estate solutions. Whether you are looking to buy, sell, lease, or invest in commercial properties, their expertise covers various sectors, including office spaces, retail properties, industrial facilities, and more. Select Commercial Group is the go-to partner for all your commercial real estate needs. Call 918-695-6979 or 918-394-0700. A sponsor of the Union Red Hawks.
To start the fourth quarter here in Yukon, Oklahoma on a Thursday night. It's 42-20. Union up on the Yukon Millers with just 3 games left after tonight and 1 home game left at Union Tuttle Stadium. The snap will go to Tristan Berglund. The handoff to Shelburne in his biggest run of the night. He is past the 35-yard line, close to the 40 now for the first down. That's a big 14-yard run for Prince Shelburne, someone who Union has kept contained. 111-yard-a-game rusher, and Union contained him to 17 yards in the first half, getting a few runs here. But boy,
we blitzed both inside linebackers there and lost a straight player and didn't have a next-level defender.
This is going to be Shelburne again, number 3, bouncing it, trying to bounce it outside, but it's Brackney and company on the bottom.
Jaden Forbes and Logan Haney and Rion Williams and Kane Brackney.
This has just got to warm your heart and warm your coach's heart to see 4 guys, 4 white shirts around the ball at all times. Union in the white, Yukon in the black tonight, as Yukon tried to make a game of it, but they will have to make up a lot of ground. 22 points in the fourth quarter in a game that Union, it's come close, but Union has led this wire to wire so far, has never trailed in this game. Berglund keeps it and now sacked. And now brought down by Rion Williams, a breakout player this year. That is his 2nd sack of the year. He's 2nd on the team in tackles with 32, ahead of Kane Brackney, believe it or not, going into the game. And Rion Williams, just love that guy, and he's on both ends. Look at this.
That's a really well-run blitz for us, and he just pushed through the block of the tight end. Came back underneath, and it's the left-handed quarterback, so it does hit his blind side.
Jeff Johns is down on the field. Jeff?
Guys, Coach just told the team no fourth quarter touchdowns, and they're in a really good field position to start this quarter. The team is playing really well right now, and he said they're going to take shots. We have to stay disciplined. They're not going to be running the football because they're not out of this game yet.
And it's a long, thank you very much, Jeff, a run there by Prince Shelburne. It brings up 4th down for Yukon after the big sack.
We may see our first punt of the night right here.
This is it. This may be it. Jonathan Haxton, the kicker, who's also the punter. It has taken until 9:53 left in the fourth quarter to punt. It's just been one of those games, these wacky Thursday night games. You never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
And boy, there's been a lot of scoring and some pretty nice defense for Union too.
Well, let's hold true. Let's hold our breath. Make sure they actually do punt it. Not a fake right here.
4th and 8. from their own 40, wouldn't be beyond him. Haxton trying to get that off. He barely does. He falls to the ground. It's going to be a very short punt at Union's 45-yard line, I believe, is where they're going to mark it. No flags for running or roughing. Union's ball. I like the no call there. I mean, again, the punter did fall down.
Yeah,
but I like just
I
holding
think
the flag.
he tried to sell it a little bit himself. We weren't really near him enough that it was our fault, but he did hit the punt, and that's in our favor. And let's go score one more time and keep this party going.
The penalties, 8 have been called on Union, 9 of them, but 8 have been accepted, and then 3 have been called on Yukon. So we've got 9:23 left to go in this game. Union trying to slam the door on the Millers, up 22, and trying to go, Union is, to 3-1 in the district, in a solid second place in the district with 3 games left. Dylan Taylor fakes out left. Now he goes back, trying to get away from Lujan. He'll throw it out to who else? But Stone Turner, who stays on his feet. Is he gone? No! Yes! What? He's at the 1-yard line, Stone Turner. A game of his life, folks. I thought he was out of bounds. I thought he was tackled, but can't say it too early for Stone Turner. 57 yards.
Just a lot of determination. Just watch him right here. A, find a way to get open, and then B, just going to work.
It's unbelievable. I mean, he hasn't put too many games on tape. He's been contained a lot this year. Look at Stone. 10. 5 missed
opportunities to bring him down. That's a lot of good athleticism there for him.
Well, if you didn't know he was the #1 receiver for Union by now, if you hadn't seen that tape yet, a breakout game for Stone Turner. If it wasn't last week, it sure is this week. 4 touchdown catches and brings Union to within the 1-yard line. The keeper, Dylan Taylor,
Good job, Dylan.
Leaping up the middle and a touchdown. His 5th touchdown of the night, 1 on the ground and 4 in the air, and that one's a 1-yarder. Dylan Taylor, I'm seeing confidence and I'm seeing just a joy right now.
Well, and that plays over into how Stone Turner's playing tonight. He has to be confident with his quarterback too, that he's going to throw him the ball and hit him in the right spots, and that's making Dylan play better. It's making Stone play better. It's making the offensive line block better. We're running the ball better. Hopefully, carries over, makes the defense play better. It's just you're seeing a lot of growth out of our team.
48-20, Union trying to make it 49 with a Litchfield extra point. They hope here. Nice snap and a nice hold, really a nice hold by Pat Thompson, wrangling that in 49-20. And you also, we were talking about the defense, but forcing 4 turnovers tonight, 2 interceptions. You've got 2 fumble recoveries.
That's probably something else there too that may have taken away an opportunity for them to punt. Also, that we got a turnover and we may have stopped them on a drive as well.
No question, Dejon Gaines has an interception tonight. Yep. Oliver Smith, who honestly, he's had 2 hands on how many interceptions this year. He only has 2. He could have 5. Let's just watch this Stone Turner thing, but it's just a thing of beauty.
It sure is. That's a highlight for a lot of people. That's just a lot of fun.
5 missed tackles that we could count. And again, I apologize, folks. I thought he was out of bounds, thought he was tackled. It was maybe preemptive there, but Stone Turner doesn't care. I mean, he's just in there, and what a football player he is.
He plays the game hard. He plays the game right. You like to have him on your team.
So that's just a 2-play, 58-yard drive. You'll take it all day. Took 45 seconds. The 57-yarder and the 1-yarder. And Dylan Taylor, again, 5th touchdown of the day, 1st rushing. Wow. Just leaping right through. And that offensive line coach, I mean, those goal line defenses, offensive line made a way for Dylan there.
Sure did. And that's just a little wrinkle off the power we've been running. Just power, and he decides to keep it and walked right into the end zone.
At first, it looked like he handed it off to Rion Williams, and maybe the defense thought that too, but he kept it and went in. So new kicker in the game. I believe this is going to be Aragona. Kicking off now, Aragona has got a lot of play for Union since transferring in from the state of Louisiana. And Lincoln Aragona has had some run, and he will kick off there. 49-20. Union up. We'll step away for a minute. Union Sports Network, Union up 29. We're back. Union Sports Network. Union 49, Yukon 20 with 8:40 left to go in this game. It's going to be Tristan Berglund, the quarterback who hobbled off the field after the previous fumble. He's back on, and this will be to Yebet once again, the number one wide receiver who has had some nice plays, a touchdown catch, a really nice night for Daniel Yebet, also on defense. And again, a good stop. 3 hats around the ball again.
Sure is. And we're going to play a little softer coverage. Don't get beat deep right here. Give them the underneath stuff. Keep them in bounds.
Trying to keep this clock moving. The clock moving is Union's friend, so they can start the 2-ish hour drive back, they hope, here soon.
Oh,
whoa,
Kane.
Blown up in the backfield. It's Kane Brackney. The leading tackler at halftime is making his presence felt. That'll be a tackle for loss and then some, bursting through the line. 3rd and long. Wow, look at Kane just come through. Great finish, and you got Brandon Ferguson, or no, that's 98 back there, not too far away. Caden Clark getting some playing time tonight. That's Caden Clark, number 98 for Union, checking in. First time I can remember him coming into a game. Also, Dallas Maxey in the game, back deep. 3rd and 5, ball at the 25. Yukon trying to cut into this 29-point lead, but with 7:29 left to go, Union just trying to slam the door and start the buses, they hope, here soon. It's going to be Tristan Berglund, who's played admirably in the backup role, going deep to Yebet. Looks like Oliver Smith fell down. Yebet had a chance at it, but it's going to fall incomplete. 4th and 5. We maybe will have the second punt of the game.
Yep.
It will be the second punt in a row.
Oliver was in really good ball position there, too. Played the receiver really well. I think Oliver mistimed his jump and makes him fall, or he's got a chance to make a play on it.
And I think that's what it was. I don't think Oliver fell. It was just a mistimed jump, and then Yebet went up and just couldn't quite haul it in.
There's no reason to go after this guy right here. Let him punt the ball or giving it back to us. Let's not cause a penalty, give them the chance to get to the first down. Just let him kick it.
Is here either a running or a roughing would be, obviously roughing's automatic, but a running
let him kick it.
Would be a first down.
Let him kick it.
Stone Turner back deep, and it's going to be Haxton on the punt. He fell down last time. This time he's on his feet, but this is going to be short once again. It was about 20 yards last time. This will be somewhat further than that. It's going to go take a nice Yukon roll into Union territory. So that'll be at Union's own 45 is where we're going to start. The final 7 minutes of this game, Union trying to finish this game, close it out 49-20. So now, I mean, Coach, you're looking at, I'd hate to look ahead, but you look ahead. I mean, it's at Broken Arrow. Okay, so at Broken Arrow, huge game next week. They play tomorrow night against Norman North. Safe to say, we'll just go for it. 29-point lead, 7 minutes left. Broken Arrow, what are we thinking there?
We have some comparables of Broken Arrow versus Wausau early in the year, but tomorrow night's going to be, it's later in the season, Broken Arrow versus Norman North, to see how we're going to measure up against Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow's got some really quality athletes. Be hard to measure up against. They got one of the best players in the state, the Samaj Stanford kid that transferred in from Jinx. It's going to be a battle. We got to travel over to Broken Arrow, handle some emotions and stuff, and it's going to be a dogfight.
It always is. Last year, Union was able to handle Broken Arrow at home. Union made it a fight, or Broken Arrow made it a fight, but Union was able to score about 60 on him, was able to turn Satemba over, and Jeremiah Satemba, their quarterback, former Union Red Hawk, Jeremiah Satemba, now Broken Arrow Tiger, a guy who has made some steps forward this year and looks better. So this is going to be Avington out, gets drugged down by who else but number 7. We haven't called his name a lot tonight, but gets in there on that tackle, grabs him, 3rd down.
Again, I know the coaches have something they believe in Jordan. I do too. He's a really quality athlete. Get him the ball in space, and he's probably really electric. He's just been a hair away multiple times this year from showing some flash.
On that one, it looks like they got him on the shirt collar. Trendon Turner brings him down. So 3rd and 8 now for the Red Hawks, driving as the clock continues to count down towards zeros here in this 4th quarter. Union has handled business, has led this entire game from wire to wire, 49-20 now, and looking to close the door and end it here and hopefully run out the clock. But they do have to convert another 3rd and long. They've converted 2 on the last drive. This one for Dylan Taylor, stepping up in the pocket, throwing to Stone, and it's just behind him. They're going to call it incomplete, 4th down.
That might have been close to a first down if he'd have put it on him, but it was just behind him. Looks like we're going to get our chance to punt.
Really close there, really close for Dylan Turner. Just missed him in a rare, you call it a drop for Stone Turner, but again, just kind of behind him. And this is what we're talking about. So Stone Turner has not punted tonight, but when he does punt, he's about 38 yards a punt, always seems to get the friendly roll, and he has really grown in that role, Coach. So on this one, Union giving the ball back to Yukon with 5:24 left to play. Other games in the district, we've got Owasso and Edmond Memorial. In Owasso, an absolutely massive matchup with 6:47 left to go in the third quarter. In Owasso, that is tied up at 14. Edmond Memorial went up 14-0. Went up 14-0, and then Owasso came back, scored at the very end of the half, so that's still tied. Back here in Yukon, that's going to be a delay of game, backing Union a little bit up from a 4th and 9 to 4th and 14.
We haven't called the punt team up all night long, so I think we were a personnel guy short.
and that'll happen. That'll happen every once in a while when, you haven't done it all night. So Stone Turner, we'll see what happens here. Stone gets the punt away, and it is past the 40, now rolling at the 30. At the 25, keep going. You're going to see maybe some Union players start to blow it along there, and it comes dead at the 20-yard line. Ends up being right about at his average, a 36-yard punt for Stone Turner, 49-20. Union on top of Yukon. Back after a second. Back here in the fourth quarter, Jeff Johns, let's toss it to you. What do you got, sir?
The Union coaches were very excited coming off the field. If you watched on that last play by the Union defense, Ian Castellanos is lined up and tells Dallas Maxey, hey, I've got these guys. They're not going this way. Cover the deep man. He saw it, moved his safety, Dallas Maxey, over to the top to the other side. Really great read. And that helped give that safety coverage over the top for that Union defense there.
Thanks very much, Jeff. A fumble recovery for the Redhawks, going everything backwards on that play. Prince Shelburne, the number 1 running back outside of Destry Lujan, takes the back. He hasn't been able to get it going tonight. He's been a great running back all season, but it's just not his night, and it is Union's defense night. Ball pops out.
Just from the beginning of that, Kane, the way he was attacking the running back, keeping leverage on him, and then to punch the ball out, and the ball stays in bounds, and then Kane gets the reward of covering the fumble as well. That's on a defensive performance chart. That's a 15-point play there for him.
Yeah, you got a sack,
tackle for loss, fumble cause, fumble recovery. That's just awesome.
Yeah, he's having the night of his life too.
We should have handed him the ball right now. Let him score.
There you go. He does have a 2-point conversion catch. That's the 5th turnover by Yukon. The handoff goes to Rion. He already has a touchdown this year. Looks like he might have been grabbed by the face mask.
Yeah, I think so too.
Didn't it look like to you he was just kind of pulling down there? Flag comes out. We'll see the call from Lee Ross. They're going to call a holding on Union. So again, it looked like his helmet ducked, but they're going to call the holding. It was either something like that, a horse collar holding like that, but they're going to call it holding on Union. So Union going backwards, but again, a few negative plays, about 10 penalties tonight. But it's been so positive for Union that now you're starting to string together wins. You're starting to string together good games after that 0-3 start, really looking like a different team.
It's just what winning does for you, and going in with the we're going to win and we can win, and it comes out in the execution.
It's now that diamond formation back there with Rion, LJ, and Tay in the backfield with just under 5 minutes left, and they're going to pass it. It's going to be Dylan to Stone Turner trying to get touchdown number 5. There was some contact. They are not going to call it, and it is going to be 2nd down on an incomplete pass. Looked like Dylan Taylor, threw it with purpose, knew exactly what was going on, has that connection with Stone Turner all night. I don't mind it. It's now 2nd and goal, technically. It is 2nd and 19, but the sticks are down.
Let's grind some clock right here and keep this ball in bounds, and we don't have to throw it. Let's hand it off to somebody a little bit.
2nd and goal at the 19. Dylan Taylor has had the night of his life. 5 total touchdowns, 4 passing, 1 rushing. Dylan handoff to Tay
nice
at
cut
the 10.
by Tay.
Really close to the 10-yard line there, but another flag. Then another flag comes out in the backfield. Let's hear the call.
With the carry for the Redhawks, brought down by Braden Holiday for the Millers.
Braden Holiday on the tackle, but the penalty.
We have illegal participation on the offense. 12 men on the field. That's a 15-yard foul. Still second down.
So that's an illegal 12 men on the field. It is something that we've seen that here twice in the fourth quarter. Had a delay of game on the punt, and just some guys, getting in and off, personnel changes.
Yeah, we're trying to do a little too much, and not that we're trying to be fancy or being extra, as the kids say, but we're trying to do some stuff that's a little outside of our comfort zone, and it's probably trying to build on some stuff that we've done and to advance into next week. And then you're also trying to get, as coaches, now that the game is 49-20, you're putting stuff on film that Broken Arrow is going to watch. When whether we run it against them or not, it gets something they have to work on.
It is second and goal, folks. Not kidding. Second and goal at the 34-yard line as Union has gone backwards on some penalties. Second and goal from the 34. The handoff goes to Tay, and most importantly, that clock keeps running. Tay kind of rolled up on down there by number 41. He gets up just fine, and the tackle made for Yukon. Michael Johnson getting some of their backups working in. So now third and goal at the 31 for the Redhawks. Clock still running. Union up 49-20 at this point. Trying to move to 3-1 in District 1. The music continues to roll here, Yukon. It kind of reminds you of an NBA game, doesn't it? Where they just kind of got the music every time they're bringing the ball up the court.
They're trying to put on a show a little bit, keep the atmosphere going.
We're right by the speakers, too. Dylan Taylor fading out of bounds, just throwing it away there, and that'll be fourth down and long. Really too long to do anything special teams-wise. We'll see what happens. Punt, field goal kind of out of range here at this point. So Union will bring on Gavin Litchfield. Yeah, Matt Thompson.
I would like to see
test the range.
I would have liked to see us run the ball right there and get it down here into a little more comfortable range for Gavin, but it doesn't hurt to try this kick.
So this would be a career long for Gavin Litchfield. It's going to be held at the 36, so that'll be a 46-yard attempt for Gavin Litchfield, and why not Pat Thompson counting all 11, making sure everybody's in place after the illegal participation earlier. Music continues to bump.
Boy, it sure does.
46-yard attempt for Gavin Litchfield. The snap, the hold, the kick, and it's blocked. It's going backwards, and Pat Thompson just covers it up, and it turns over to Yukon on the 46-yard attempt. Took too long to develop, and a nice block for the Millers. So 49-20, not much time off the clock at all, less than 2 minutes, and Yukon gets it back. Again, you're confident in your defense, and it's a 29-point lead, but like you said, you would have liked it to just be zeros.
It was, but you have to, you're going to practice that situation. We haven't had too many live field goal situations other than extra points, so the snap wasn't good. The hold was as good as Pat could do. He did a really good job just to get it down on the ground, and when it barely gets down on the ground, then it changes Gavin's angle, and he kicked it low, and just all kinds of things. It started with a poor snap.
All right, well, we continue on with the game here, 49-20. Union up by 29, and it's going to be Tristan Berglund still in the backfield. Some backups, but a lot of starters still in there on both sides. Berglund takes a snap right at the 50. Handoff goes to Prince Shelburne, someone who's at a fumble tonight, really has not had his night, probably his worst night this season, and that's a credit to the Union defense. I mean, Yukon is a running team. Everything that I'd seen on tape and the scouting, they are a running team, and they have not been able to do that.
Not with a lot of sustained success tonight. They have not been able to run the ball.
They've gotten it to their receiver, Yebbett, who is out right a lot. This is going to be Shelburne now taking it out left. This is going to be the 35-yard line, taken down in the open field.
And we've put in our second-team defense, which is good for our guys. Get the chance for some of the backups to get to play a lot. And we had a misfit there on the blitz. The first guy off the edge got to come underneath that first puller, but at least they're getting a chance to get out there and play.
Caden Simmons on the tackle, and the penalty is going to be a face mask on that tackle. So that ball is going to be moved forward. First down continues after the nice run by Shelburne. It is emphasized with a face mask, so it's Union. It puts in our second team. Yukon's first teamers are mostly still out there. We're trying to see.
All of them, yeah.
Looks like Bryson Brannon is in. I'm going to try to get everybody in there. Bryson Brannon in for Union. We've also have Evan Hayes out there. Looks like he's out there. Dino's out there as well.
Yep.
All kinds of guys coming in and getting reps. This is going to be Shelburne up the middle as the second teamers are rallying to the tackle. So the first teamers set the example. Now the second teamers, everybody's rallying around and getting the guy down. You like to see that. Clock continues to run here, close to 2 minutes. 49-20. Union has led wire to wire. They've never trailed, and it all started 9 seconds into the game.
Tay set the tone.
Tay
set the tone tonight.
Tay pops the ball out from the kick returner. Ian Castellanos takes it 6 yards. The pass
Just
outright
get him on the ground there, Logan.
goes down to 9, and that's going to be Logan Haney on the tackle.
Good job.
Zayden Khalil on the catch. And again, starting off with the Ian Castellanos scoop and score, 6-yard touchdown. It all started 9 seconds into the game, and it has been all Union from there. Timeout. Union. Timeout Yukon. And we'll step away for just a minute. Be right back.
And we got a timeout on the field by the Yukon Millers.
Does your school or organization need athletic apparel or spirit wear? Let me suggest Inkwell, a Tulsa-based company that can get you the quality you deserve at unheard of and unmatched lead times. Talking 2 weeks or less, not 2 months like most others, and can do it as much as 60% less than most of the big guys out there. So join the likes of Sand Springs, Union, Broken Arrow, Jinx, Oolaga, and Glenpool, to name a few, and get your customized sublimated uniforms, including Under Armour, Nike, or Adidas at inkwellnation.com.
Hey, Union fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Union Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
We're back here from Miller Stadium. Dave Davis, Jeff Brown, Jeff Johns, Richard Johns on the broadcast. Corey is with TU tonight. So 1:47 left to go. It is 3rd down and 1 to go for Yukon. We're going to get you some score updates in a minute. We know Owasso has jumped ahead of Edmond Memorial 21-14 in the 3rd quarter as Prince Shelburne, the number 1 running back for the Millers, barrels up the middle against a lot of the number 2s for Union, a lot of the second-string guys coming in. It's great to see Sinclair George. It looks like, DeMarquan Burkholder checked out.
33, yep.
Burkholder out there.
And Tavon Hankins, 45, getting on the tackle there at inside linebacker as well.
All kinds of guys out there getting some run here as the clock continues to go.
Got us for 5 free yards.
And that's another encroachment. I think the 3rd encroachment called against Union tonight. Offsides, encroachment, yeah. They've got us a few times. A few times. And, again, nothing can replace, though, this game situation, games in hand, and getting these guys in there. Just talk about it, just an invaluable experience for these young men.
Well, they practice hard. They play every Monday night. They practice hard during the week, and they want their chance to get out there and play, and now they're getting to do it on a Friday night, which is way different than playing on a Monday.
Here in this fall break edition of Friday Night Football on a Thursday here in Yukon, Shelburne bouncing it to the outside, hits the pylon, and he's in. That's going to be a touchdown for the Millers. Very end of the game here with 1:18 left. Millers haven't given up yet, 49-26. Looking to see, they've tried a 2-point today. We'll see what happens on this one as we're doing this.
They're going to give it to him, but I'm not sure he stepped out of bounds on their replay board.
Yeah,
he stepped out of bounds just before he got in. But.
Boy, and he knocked over. Look, I mean, he hit the pylon with his foot, and they're going to say that, of course. But it was, they're going to give it to him.
Yep.
That'll be Shelburne's first rushing touchdown of the night. It's been all Lujan in the short yardage situations.
And it took, again, to run against our 2s for them to get a rushing touchdown. So, and our kids are still fighting hard.
Lujan has been the only other contributor touchdown-wise, and that extra point is through 49-27. Union over Yukon here, 1:18 left. So, Coach, going into the huge district matchup, you've got 3 left at Broken Arrow, then the last home game of the season at Union, Tuttle, Westmore, at Edmond Memorial to end the season. They were trailing by 7 to Owasso right now in the 3rd quarter. What are you taking away from this game?
Oh, it's just the positives. The quarterback play has really improved tonight with Dylan Taylor. That Stone finding his rhythm and Stone finding his groove, catching the ball in space and making things happen. And then the defense really did a really good job stopping the run. We're going to have to find a balance with coverage and run stopping stuff next week because Broken Arrow's going to be able to do both.
We're going to show you the offensive play of the game, and it's Taylor, and it's Turner, and it's everything you can imagine. This 57-yarder that brought Union within 1 yard of a score, and then the Redhawks were able to punch it in. But you see Stone Turner evading 5-6 tacklers. That is going to be our play of the game. And, you know, you talk about the player of the game. You could say Stone Turner. You could say Dylan Taylor. I would say, and I don't know what you would say, but I would say, Coach, it would be Dylan Taylor just to see his growth. And Stone Turner has had an awesome game, but Dylan Taylor, 4 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, the game of his life after a summer where he was battling for that starting job. And to see Dylan Taylor, he's my player of the game, and I know it's close, but boy, he's been fantastic.
Yeah, just a lot of growth. And like I said, when Skyler had his run there playing the games that he did at quarterback, and Dylan could have, you know, most high school kids may turn it down a little bit and pout some, but to show the leadership that he did and to rally back and fight and earn the playing time that he's got in the last 2 games, you can see it by the way he's just played tonight.
It's going to be Stone Turner rushing in to catch the pooch kick on the 49-27 lead as Union going to go back to Union High School, go back to Tulsa with the win on the west side. This is their longest road trip of the season after last year, going to Bentonville, going to Stillwater, road heavy. This year has been a much more friendlier schedule in Coach Antonio Graham's first year at the helm. This is the farthest game that Union has played. Edmond Memorial is also a drive, but it's, tough schedule, but you kind of like the travel with this being your really only long, far away game.
I worked for a legendary coach, Ron Lancaster, back for about 4 years. And Ron Lancaster, he always said it, and he goes, learn how to get off the bus. And that has so much meaning to so many things in any activity, sport, doesn't matter what it is. But it's not actually how you get off the bus, but it's about how you travel, how you take care of yourself, how you prepare, how you are on the road in a visiting locker room that's small and not nice. And then the buses that high school kids have to travel in aren't super comfortable. How you take care of all that stuff, how you get off the bus is not something that you can just do. It's something you have to learn and experience. And going on the road tonight to play a game that's 2 hours away is you get to learn how to do those things.
And no question, Union has responded as the clock will continue to run, and Union will get their 3rd win of the season, improve to 3-4, but most importantly, will improve to 3-1 in district play. Yukon will fall to 3-4, and they will fall to 1-3 in district play, but again, has that 6th place in the district right now, although Edmond Santa Fe looking to get their first district win, so tie for 6th place at this point. And that is going to be the ball game. Union 49, Yukon 27. A big road victory for Coach Antonio Graham. So, Coach, final thoughts before we get out here as the clock grinds to 0.
Just building some confidence and take that into the next best team on our schedule. The most important game is the next one, and it doesn't matter who it is next week. We got to build on what we've done. We found our identity a little bit, I think, offensively the last 2 weeks. We're going to find some mix of defensive run stopping and coverages that will blend together because Broken Arrow won't be one-dimensional. They'll be a 2-dimensional team that's really, really good, and they've got some good athletes. But again, celebrate the win. Watch Broken Arrow play tomorrow night against Norman North, and then let's go to work on the weekend.
For Jeff, and Richard, I'm Dave, in for Rick. We'll see you next Friday at Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium. 49-27, Union wins.